swarming him now. This is nuts.
And he did it with literally seconds remaining in the round.
He just ran out of the cage and ran right into the crowd. And there's a near riot going on here right now.
A scene like we've never witnessed before. Interesting, Frank, we got two guys coming to us originally from Brazil, both making their WEC debut. We don't know a lot about them. They're both very talented. They all have a lot of experience, double-digit MMA record. What do you expect here?
Both guys are even master of the ground. Pequeno, is known for having a phenomenal guillotine. It's actually kind of legendary. In fact, backstage, I kind of asked him to choke me to feel it, because growing up and watching this guy fight, we all heard about it. But Jose Aldo is an Edgar black belt, which means there's no slouch whatsoever in the ground game.
Edgar has his style listed as luta libre. What does that mean?
That was kind of like the anti-jiu-jitsu guys back in the day in Brazil. Well, I guess it's the anti-jiu-jitsu guys. It was guys that did the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, trained primarily with the gi. The luta libre guys was almost like two gang factions in Brazil back in the day. They did all the no-gi training, and they believed that the gi wasn't part of it. They didn't come from like the judo jiu-jitsu background that the jiu-jitsu guys came from. And so actually back in the day, we used to have some huge wars against the two groups. They'd have fights and stuff. And it was always luta libre versus jiu-jitsu. Now that pretty much is gone. Pretty much everybody trains. Jose Pele was known as a luta libre guy. Like a lot of people familiar with Marco Ruas was a luta libre guy, and like Royce Gracie being jiu-jitsu guy. That's two different camps.
Right now, Jose Aldo on the block jump really seems to be stopping Edgar. I don't know if Edgar is trying to set up for that guillotine, but he's going to have to get close to him. Aldo is just teeing off.
Buchanan's more comfortable taking it to the ground. I think here he sees the height difference. Again, you can see once again in a fight, reach really does have a factor. You have to have a good answer for it. And right now, it doesn't look like Alexander Nogueira has a good answer for Jose Aldo's reach. Oh, that was a nice, and that's left hook to the body. We all know hits the liver. That's the worst place he hit the body, I think, besides the solar plex.
See how quick he brought that up? Jose Aldo showing serious skills right now. And Alexander Nogueira trying to even things up.
The one thing I just can't help but noticing right now is they almost look like they belong in two different weight classes. Yeah. Jose Aldo's good size for featherweight class here. Well, Alexander Nogueira looks like he just is giving up height and reach.
And they both weighed in identical at 145.5 pounds.
Well, Alexander Nogueira is probably close to that as his natural weight. Probably, floats around at 155 himself. It looks like Jose Aldo is probably, naturally probably in the offseason 170-pound guy. About 15 pounds, and he's taller.
Quick jabs right now from Jose Aldo, really telling the story. Round one, domination. Caught him with a nice uppercut.
That was beautiful. He used the jab to see how Alexander Nogueira was going to react. And all he did was put his fists together and his elbows. Conventional shield blocking and boxing. The only problem is you can split that right up the center with the left uppercut. Or the right uppercut.
Portuguese commands being shouted in from the side of the cage.
He's saying jab kick, jab kick.
That's why Frank Mir gets paid the big money. Speaks multiple languages.
Just a few words. A few fighting words and a few words we can't talk about on air.
Coming up on 1 minute to go here in round number one of this featherweight bout. And once again, it's Aldo connecting on the chin of Nogueira. Boy, his speed, Frank, is amazing. Nogueira trying to get this thing to the ground. He has tasted enough leather.
He has, and I wish I could have seen that angle, if that knee connected or not. That was a pretty quick, fast, ill-intended knee. The advantage here, though, even if it does go to the ground, 35 seconds is kind of a hard time to work with, short time. Jose Aldo's very impressive with the stand-up. I mean, I know we described him as an Andre Pedneris as a black belt, but this guy is definitely well schooled in the stand-up art. he's throwing all kinds of phenomenal combinations. He's not just throwing 1-2, 1-2. I mean, he's throwing jab, cross, uppercut, hook, coming over the top, and overhand right. He's sitting there actually reading the defenses that Alexander Nogueira is coming up with, and his next combination is tailored to defeat that defense.
Under 10 seconds remaining here in round number 1 of this featherweight bout from Sacramento. We are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Jose Aldo in the black trunks. Alexander Nogueira in the green trunks.
Edgar has to do something, honestly, here. That first round, hands down, with Jose Aldo, I don't care. The worst decision in the world, you could not possibly give that to Alexander Nogueira. So he really has to come up with some kind of game plan right now. Hopefully his corner told him something.
You see the reach advantage for Jose Aldo. I mean, that guy's got a huge wingspan. And like we've seen in previous fights, if you can't get through there, you got no shot.
So the funny part is, I keep looking at the stats and I'm wondering what the difference in reach is. And both guys are listing themselves at 5'7". There ain't no way somebody's lying. Different tape measures in different parts of Brazil, I don't know. Jose Aldo is completely dominating this fight.
Well, his speed and his striking, he's just got Nogueira just constantly guessing. Sounds like he's
Did you hear the body shot right there? Again, to the body shot.
Trying to get it to the ground is Nogueira. Aldo having none of it.
Nogueira there didn't look good. He didn't even throw a strike. He just dove right in on the leg. Okay.
He's done this several times, but he just cannot get Aldo to the mat.
Well, Aldo's very good at wrestling. You can see he used a kick out the first couple times, which when you're not wearing shoes, it's one of the easiest ways to get away from a single. You just basically put your hand on the guy's neck, turn around and kick your leg right through the grip. Because through the sweat and the fact the guy's not wearing a shoe, you see that?
Yeah.
It's so hard to hold someone's leg when they just turn their knee to the mat and kick out. The only way to defend that now is on the next shot. If Alexander Pequeño understands that, when he hooks the leg up, he has to control the quadricep. He has to spin his hand around and sit it down on top of his lead leg. Rest the shin across it.
Fans here at Arco Arena are getting a little bit restless. You'd think from two guys coming from Brazil, we'd see a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but so far, Frank, this has been pretty much a boxing match.
One-sided boxing.
One-sided boxing match in favor of Jose Aldo in the black trunks. Dominated round number 1. Here we are coming up on the halfway point, or just past the halfway point of round number 2. And once again, Nogueira just cannot get him to the ground. Oh, nice. Even from up top, he's connecting.
That's beautiful. He passed over, didn't go into the full guard. Right now he's in half guard. Nogueira has the half guard sweep trying to go, but he's not liking the punch. He's hurt bad.
Steve Mazzagatti taking a close look.
That was awesome what he did with the leg. You see how his left leg was over the top? That was a bad way to mount. That's the right way to mount. That was awesome.
Steve Mazzagatti's going to be stepping in here momentarily.
Pequeño needs to get his left foot in front of him and just shove him off. He's not getting anything done in this position right here in the half guard.
Nogueira is completely gone into offensive mode, and Steve Mazzagatti will watch this. If
he needs to work the sweep
to defend himself, he's gonna end it.
See, his right hand is stuck right now. Jose Aldo's
That's it. That's it. No. Mazzagatti has seen enough, and Alexander Nogueira has taken enough.
Nogueira took some bad shots there.
He did.
I agree with that stoppage. A lot of people might say he didn't do anything to defend himself back. Here you see he's going to throw that right hand right down the middle. That was his lead side too. That is really a powerful strike. Here he blocked off any type of sweep, controlled the hands, came to the top, came down punching, and this is just the end of it. He started, once he got the proper way to mount, he came across the top. Here he's sitting with the knee on belly, had the hands right.
Wow. And that is a dismount.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes, 22 seconds of round number 2 for your winner by stoppage due to strikes in his WEC debut. Wow! Jose Junior Aldo!
Gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and cage control.
Such the speed of Jose Aldo and power. There's guys you see that move quickly, but they don't put anything behind the shot. It's definitely not the case with Jose Aldo.
Aldo's last fight was WEC 36. That was our makeup fight when the hurricane came through Florida, and much like in that fight against Jonathan Brookins, he used that leg kick to soften up his opponent.
He did, and the other thing too is Brookins actually, I think, came out in the southpaw stance a lot of times. He was able to use that roundhouse on the inside of his knee. Here in this fight, Rolando Perez is fighting left side forward. He's eating a lot of those shots on the outside of his thigh if he doesn't come up with a solution, you know, to bring up the shin and check it or step out of the way of it.
Great example of how fast Aldo can close the distance just there. Good kick from Perez to the inside leg.
Oh! Again, the speed of Jose Aldo is just so obvious when you see him fight. I mean, he's fighting against other featherweights here at 145, and so far he's always been the quicker guy by a lot. Oh my God.
As expected, fast and furious here in round number 1.
That knee, he just stepped in and fired it right up the middle. He was so fast. I mean, most of the time you got to grab someone's head and set that up. He closed the distance and fired a knee right up the middle.
Again with the right leg. Perez finding an answer.
Perez is good at countering back with the hands. Got his hands, he has a good stance, has his hands in proper position. Rolando showing good composure for the caliber opponent that he has in front of him. Just tough feat, WEC debuting against one of the top featherweights in the class.
As you mentioned, Frank, this is not an easy task for Rolando Perez to come in here and have to face Jose Aldo in his debut. You know better than most, every fighter comes into the cage in his debut opportunity and can feel the nerves a little bit.
Actually, Rolando Perez is doing an excellent job so far. He is not really being, you know, I mean, incredibly overmatched in the stand-up. He's throwing some great hand combinations. That kick was a lot of shin, even though it doesn't make a slapping noise. I'll tell you from experience, delivering it or receiving it, when you deliver a kick and you don't hear a noise whatsoever, that means it's complete bone all the way down to your, through the femur, you feel it. It's a penetrating noise. That slap is actually the energy dissipating away from the strike.
A great right hand from Aldo.
Great. No, that is excellent right there. See, he took the thigh, the low kick, the roundhouse to the thigh from Jose Aldo, but he was able to counter back with his hands. So he was able to make him pay for coming in for that.
About a minute left to go in round number 1. This one's scheduled for 3.
This is the best anybody's done on their feet with Jose Aldo we've seen to yet. So no shame on Rolando Perez so far. He's doing very well. Great combinations.
Oh, look at that knee from Aldo. This is the opening he was looking for, and that is it. John Shirley calls it. Perez seemed to, if not have an answer for Aldo, at least he was keeping him questioning, and then all of a sudden, Aldo pounced.
That was an excellent job. You know, Rolando Perez was really doing very well on his feet. You know, Jose Aldo is a world-class striker. And here he just came in with a really low jab to the body, which is a high-risk, low-reward maneuver in MMA.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 4 minutes, 15 seconds of round number 1, TKO stoppage. Due to strikes for your winner by TKO victory, de Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Jose Aldo Jr.
Bring it on, come on. Swanson and Aldo. One of these men will probably get a shot at the champ, and right off the bat, it is over.
fearlessness right there. This kid is fearless out there. Flying knees. I mean, right off the bat. That's accuracy right there.
And there you see the wreckage unloaded on Cub Swanson's left eye. Kenny, that was unbelievable.
You know, this is why everybody at 145 wants to avoid this guy. You don't know what he's gonna do. He's coming at you from different angles, and everything he throws, he wants to knock you out.
Your winner by TKO victory, Jose Aldo Jr.
Frank, this is about as slow as we've ever seen Jose Aldo move in any fight.
Being very respectful of the power of Mike Brown, the champ.
And it's Aldo who comes with the first big uppercut.
He ate an overhand right, though, afterwards.
Remember, both men have identical reaches at 70 inches. Oh, and the big kick. Difficult for both men to duplicate what their opponent would bring.
I thought that was a mistake for Jose Aldo to be so content to get pushed up against the cage like that. But he was able to push off the champ.
Where does Mike Brown go to find someone as fast as Jose Aldo? Right there. And where does Jose Aldo go to find someone as powerful as Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, I like how he's doing his double jab, pumping it, trying to close the distance, staying safe. I think a good game plan for him would be to get and push Jose Aldo against the cage, completely nullify his speed, and be able to really anchor in and use his strength advantage.
Big kick from Aldo, but Brown had his hands in defense. Wow. It's just
quick, right?
He is snapping those off.
Mike Brown's got great head movement, though. I mean, see how he's staying loose there?
Small cut open up on the right eye of Mike Brown. Just on his brow. Devastating knees of Jose Aldo. Look at that combination. And Brown's dazed momentarily. He grabs a single. Wow.
Power of Jose Aldo we see now early. With Mike Brown, the champion, keeping his composure. Looks like he did maybe get caught there, but was able to immediately close the distance on Jose Aldo, grabbing the single, and stuff the offensive onslaught of Jose Aldo, and looking for turn it around and get on top himself.
Mike Brown would be wise to possibly get Aldo on the ground, but the problem is getting him there.
Jose Aldo has a great takedown defense. Look at this. He's really stuffing off the single. Just came and gave him a knee. He's got the body lock. Look at the scrambling with Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
I mean,
great balance.
Mike Brown locked on his waist right now, and he's having a hard time getting him down.
Brown working the inside leg, the right leg of Jose Aldo with those knees. And you've got to go all the way back to WEC 36 of November of 08, the last time Jose Aldo went past the first round. Great fight so far as we approach 1 minute to go here in this title fight for the featherweight belt. Mike Brown, the champion in the white trunks. Jose Aldo, the #1 contender in the black trunks.
Oh, switch kick. That looked like he was looking for the knee, and when Mike Brown didn't fully commit to the shot, he kind of just extended the leg and threw it into a kick to the body.
Brown looking for an opening. Aldo not a lot of movement with his head or his hands. Supremely confident in his speed.
We can also see an attitude in Jose Aldo's fighting style. Not only due to obviously the caliber of opponent he's facing in fighting the champ Mike Brown, but it's a 5-round fight. He's looking to go ahead and see how the first round feels.
That flying knee again.
It landed to the body. That was...
Under 10 seconds to go here in round number 1. And we will see a round 2 when we return to Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, second round. Bring it on. Come on.
Here we go with round number 2. Mike Brown in the white trunks, Jose Aldo in the black trunks. And Aldo with that calm demeanor. Brown now coming forward with a little more determination. Spinning back kick comes from Aldo. And now it's Aldo attacking. Brown goes into a defensive posture.
And Mike Brown's trying to get the shot again. Look at again the takedown defense of Jose Aldo. Is just, we've always talked about his striking ability, his offensive ability. But you got to wonder if Mike Brown, the champ, can't put Jose Aldo on his back in this division, who can?
Right. And Brown's in trouble. Brown is in trouble as Aldo goes to the mount. Now he takes the back. And we have not seen the champion in this situation before. Jose Aldo now is just teeing off on Mike Brown. Brown trying to survive. And that's it. Steve Mazzagatti ends it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute, 20 seconds of round number 2. Stoppage due to strikes for your winner by TKO victory and new WEC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Fire. Ready? Let's fight.
Title is on the line, and here we go. Truly, MMA's elite in the featherweight division is Jose Aldo. Uriah Faber, the longest reigning featherweight champion. He's in the white trunks. Aldo is in the dark trunks. Uriah coming out on the attack early. Faber ready to unleash. Be interesting to see the strategy start to develop early, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Both men clearly respecting each other's speed and power. No one wants to commit.
Trying to sweep that leg. He's bouncing off that right or that left lead leg is Uriah Faber. Throwing with tons of aggression. Busted up his hands against Mike Brown, fought through it. Creatively throwing elbows and the like. 7 months of rehab. Feels he's in the best condition ever and ready to fight at his highest level ever is Faber, and he'll need to. Aldo, incredible black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he hasn't had to use it yet.
That's the thing we were talking about in the pre-fight, that most people aren't even aware of how good his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game is. And it's because he's so good standing up.
Of course, Uriah, an outstanding wrestler. Trying to mix things up is Faber, Joe.
Yeah, Faber is switching stances. Good body shot and leg kick by Aldo. Those are the first significant strikes landed.
Jose Aldo is just so smooth. Driving forward, nothing going that time. What Faber is trying to do right now is mix things up. He's trying to stay unpredictable, leading with all kinds of different strikes. Aldo very patiently waiting for his moment to attack. Combination by Faber. Aldo seeing most of it coming so far, Joe.
Yeah, Uriah is having a hard time closing the distance on Aldo and landing flush.
Good counter.
Both guys moving very well.
Yeah. Tremendous athletes, as well as everything else. Just the athleticism inside this cage right now is off the charts.
Well, it's one of the reasons why nothing really is heated up yet. Is both guys are so explosive and quick, they can't really get a beat on each other.
Fight scheduled for five-minute rounds.
Big knee by Aldo.
And a big breath by Faber after that connection by the champion. Good cheek by Uriah. He's looking to pick him apart on the feet, at least here early. Now, we've seen in many fights before, you do battle on the feet until late in the round and try to score points with a takedown. See if Uriah looks for that as we get under a minute left in round one. Uriah leads with the shot to the body. Fake the shot to the body.
Shot again.
Yep. That combination is working, Joe.
He's trying to land a knee to it as well. And Aldo lands a big knee to the body. That one was hard.
30 seconds. Faber started to come in with that same combination, and that's when Aldo was able to adjust and counter nicely. And there Uriah changes things up. They love their own. Sacramento kid, Uriah Faber. Timed that nicely. Things are just starting to heat up in this battle with Jose Aldo.
I'm not sure about that. I think they're both incredibly fast.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, Joe, but in the mind of Uriah Faber, that's something he talked about. Yeah. And something to look for as this fight continues. Second round here in Sacramento. Faber trying to close the distance. Aldo so elusive. Good head movement. Duck and roll by Jose Aldo. Kick to the body of Uriah Faber.
Oh, good leg kick. I like how he got under the front leg.
Well, he's trying to time that. Trying to see if he just can't whip those legs right out from underneath the challenger. Leading with the right, Faber. In and out. Constant movement for Uriah Faber. Now he stands in the pocket and tries to deliver with the right leg. Oh my! Just glances the chin with that uppercut. Faber trying to answer.
Faber is having a hard time with his distance, Mike. It seems like every time he throws a shot, Aldo is just slightly out of range, whereas Aldo is finding the range earlier, especially with his leg kick.
Faber leaning with that right hand a lot, Joe.
Again with the leg kick. The significant shots again are being landed by Aldo.
Tried to lead with a knee. That flying knee against Swanson, truly highlight reel material. Faber has been in some 5-round wars. Aldo has not been into the championship rounds. Still early here, though. Just about the midway point of round number 2. Aldo thinking body shot.
Again, see how Aldo is finding the distance, whereas Uriah is having a hard time.
Uriah switching stances frequently. Constantly flipping the hips around. Trying to keep the champion out of target range. Good
Aldo
kicks,
is only listed as an inch taller than Uriah Faber, but he seems taller than that when he's in the cage. His distance, his reach, it seems like a significant advantage.
Faber is stocky. He's very muscular. Aldo more long and lean. And plus, as you know, Joe, you turn those hips a little bit, you extend that shoulder, you gain yourself a couple of inches of reach.
Again, with these leg kicks, he's landing them over and over again, and he's nowhere to be found when Uriah is throwing his big shots.
Let's watch to see if he sets it up again.
Uriah has got to do something different here, and I think he realizes it.
He's got a great double leg. And again,
that was
buckled.
a beautiful leg kick.
And he avoided the teep beforehand. Aldo was looking to wheel one into the rib cage.
Well, he's taken some significant damage on that left leg, Mike, and I think that's one of the reasons why he switched the stances. When he gets close, he picks that leg up, and when he wants to fire, he switches stances. That leg is very red. We see the shorts lift up and the whole outside of the leg.
And again,
look, he's limping badly.
That wasn't good. Yep, that one caught him.
He's in trouble, Mike. He's in trouble.
He limped off of that last engagement. We've seen him fight with broken hands and dislocated thumbs before, though.
Well, you know what's happening, though? That leg is taking away his ability to kick with the right leg.
Absolutely.
The support leg is badly hurt.
And if he does consider taking this fight to the ground, it's going to take away his spring there.
He's in trouble, Mike.
Aldo's chopping him down with the leg kicks.
Now he's on the body. He is in deep, deep trouble in this fight, Mike.
Huge bruise on the right calf area from the one kick we just showed you on the replay. That lead left leg is damaged.
Yeah, and there's no question about what's coming here.
Yep, you got to be thinking takedown if you're Uriah Faber.
Well, not only that, the problem is Uriah can't explode. He can't spring forward.
Got out of the way of that one. This looks a lot like the second fight in this cage for Jose Aldo against Jonathan Brookins back in November of '08, where he just kind of leg kicked him until he could no longer take those leg kicks. And this is what we're talking about. 6-0, 6 knockouts, 3 in the first round, and he's a whiz on his back. 4-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, World Jiu-Jitsu champion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And Jose Aldo just continues to put on a Muay Thai
He hurt
clinic.
him bad. He hurt him bad, Mike.
I don't know how much more, as you said earlier, he can take, Joe.
Yeah, there's more than 3.5 minutes to go here.
Man, you want to talk about MMA's elite. At 145 right now, we might be seeing it.
Yeah, not just at 145, I believe pound for pound. I think this kid's one of the best in the world. I think he's top 3 or 4 in the world.
Still, though, Uriah's standing, so that means anything can still happen. 3.5 remains in round 3.
Anything can happen, but if you notice the way Aldo's fighting, he's very measured. He's not doing anything crazy. He's not taking any dumb chances. He hurt him bad with that. You know, Uriah is tough as nails. He's gonna gut this out as much as possible. We saw that in the fight with Mike Brown when he fought with 2 useless hands. But he's in bad trouble, Mike.
Aldo's so smart, such a smart fighter. Disciplined, taking no unnecessary risks. But yet at that same time, Joe, he continues to engage.
Yeah,
he continues to inflict damage.
And taking very little.
If any.
He hasn't really been hit clean yet.
I feel another one coming. To the body.
Oh,
and
that
again.
was hard. Scramble. And look how quickly he got to his feet.
And of course, when you are a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, you can throw kicks as frequently as you feel you want to, because if you do get taken down, you're not worried about it as much. And Uriah hasn't thought about the takedown. So Aldo kicks very freely, kicks at will, and delivers another shot to that same spot.
That one was devastating. And he got hurt.
Aldo looking to finish. Faber's in trouble.
Look at Uriah's just blasting back though. Nothing but heart.
That is why he is and has been beloved as the former featherweight champion.
Yeah, because Aldo was opening up on him there. And he made Aldo respect him.
Kick right on the chin of Uriah Faber from Jose Aldo a moment ago. .120. Remains in the third round. Lead right hook.
Again. The combinations, man, just outstanding in his timing and placement.
He's going to mix those kicks up now, too, because Faber's going to have a tendency to drop that hand and protect that badly damaged left leg, leaving himself exposed like he was a moment ago for the head kick.
Oh man, that was a hard one.
And look at him change the stance again.
You know, Uriah Faber has tremendous courage, but how many more of those can his leg take before it just stops working?
How many more can any human take? But still, he continues to try to mix things up and score points.
Oh,
great shot to the
shot.
body. Leads with that left hook to the midsection. Down goes Faber. Final seconds of this third round. What a performance thus far by the champion. Great present-day champion.
We didn't get a chance.
We head to the championship round.
We didn't get a chance to hear all those corners instructions, but I mean, I can't imagine they were saying anything other than keep doing what you're doing.
Again, Joe, what can Faber do different? What should Faber at least attempt to do differently?
Well, you know, what he could do is switch stances, but then Aldo's going to attack that leg. I mean, it's really simply a matter of him being outclassed. And it also could be a matter of just the game plan wasn't the right game plan. Maybe he should have tried to shoot right off the bat, try to take it to the ground and avoid submissions and do some ground and pound, but he chose to try to stand right away, and because of that, he landed so many leg kicks, Aldo did, that Faber's, you know, he's taken away most of his mobility. Faber can't do much right now. And again,
oh man.
He's badly
He's jacking up the knee is what he's doing too.
And now he's giving up that front leg, as I said before, but Aldo's gonna attack that, and that's what he did.
Aldo wants to finish this fight right here.
Faber tied him up in half guard, and he wants to try to attack a leg. He's gonna try to roll out of it. Now he's mounted. Oh,
not good. Aldo trying to lock it down and defend his title.
And Aldo has a vicious back mount. Look at the way he's curling those legs back, the hooks. I mean, he's just squeezing it in place. That is a powerful back mount. Uriah has a look of desperation. He's in big trouble, and he knows it. But at least in this position, he can defend it. He's not getting kicked in the legs.
Trying to relax his breathing, looks up at the clock.
What Uriah wants to do is try to spin around and explode and wind up in Aldo's guard, but you know, Aldo's very aware of that, which is why he's got a real good hold of Uriah's forearm. Note his left hand attached onto Uriah's left forearm, Just because he wants to avoid this.
Faber is up. Great
So is
job
Aldo.
done by Faber. Sacramento loves it. Good patience. Still, Faber able to explode out of trouble there. Championship round.
Look at his leg. Did you just see that? He picked up his leg, and his leg is welted and swollen. And the swelling is leaking down to his knee. If you look at Uriah's left knee, it is unnaturally swollen.
There's not much he can do on that leg when he rips into it now, Joe.
You know,
it's almost as if
lucky.
it's buckling.
Yeah, he's lucky that Aldo chosen to get on top of him here, because if he didn't, I'm not sure Uriah could be able to do anything on his feet.
What can he do on his back without the full use of those legs?
Well, you know, I mean, you don't know how much it moves when he's on his back in this position. It's certainly better than supporting all of his weight. If he can manage to get some sort of a sweep use the right leg mostly to get a sweep, the right leg in his arms. But Aldo is passing that guard. He's using that left shin to pry it open, and he steps out, and he is now in side control. And he passed that guard like butter. He's in a mounted crucifix here, and Uriah is in deep, deep trouble. Look how tight and precise that mounted crucifix is. The placement of the legs. Uriah's in a desperate situation here, Mike.
Jose Aldo is looking to finish this fight right here.
Lots of fingers in the face.
Uriah is refusing to quit.
He has the heart of a champion. That's why he held the belt for 2.5 years and defended it 5 times.
He has incredible courage and resiliency, but he's just in a horrible position. Can't use that one leg to explode off of. So he's basically trying to buck out with just his arms, his upper body, and one leg.
And try to continue to intelligently defend himself. Trying to come around with the other hand to at least put some opposition to those elbows.
And Aldo is scraping with that elbow, which is going to cut him if it keeps landing. And he's trying to buck. But again, he's doing it without that left leg.
He's going to throw an elbow here.
That mounted crucifix is a terrible position to be in when you have 2 legs.
35 seconds left in the round.
No one has ever questioned the courage of Uriah Faber. It's just simply a matter of what can he do here.
Aldo looking to secure the title. Referee Josh Rosenthal right on top of the action.
You know, and
10 seconds left in the round.
Credit to Josh Rosenthal for not stopping this, because Uriah has not done much to defend this.
5 seconds left in the round.
Josh Rosenthal very aware that these aren't the most powerful shots in the world, that Uriah is still trying. He's kneeing him in the back, and he gutted it through it. I mean, he was in that mounted crucifix for a long, long time.
Cheers for the California Kid. 5th and final round. Featherweight title fight. Aldo's gonna set up some more vicious kicks to that heavily damaged leg. Watch for the left to the body as well. Uriah starts as the aggressor.
Uriah's already moving better. You know, maybe being mounted in that round gave his leg a break.
Well, he's not gonna get too long a one if Jose Aldo has anything to say.
Well,
wisely changing stance again.
What he's got to be careful of is Jose faking that low kick and going high, because he's so scared of it, he's so defending at it, that he's dropping his arms down when Jose goes to kick him.
And he got caught by that exact technique earlier in the fight. 4 minutes remains. Faber with the right hand. Unbelievable courage, unbelievable heart displayed again tonight by the former champion. Jose Aldo, 16-1. Faber desperately grabbing onto the leg. Aldo will in all likelihood let him up. Look at the bruise And the bruising on that left thigh area of the California kid. Just nasty. Under 3 minutes left in the fight. 5th and final round.
I'm kind of surprised that Aldo is not just letting him stand up.
You and I both, Joe. Yeah, there you go. His corner said, just let him stand up. Let's just finish it. Finish it on the feet. Knock him down with a leg kick. Let him get up, knock him down again. Aldo in total control of this fight. Past the midway point. He's not leaving that left leg out front very much at all here in the 5th round. Wisely so.
With only 2 minutes to go, I'm thinking that Aldo is just trying to ride this out and win a decision, because I can't imagine why he's not attacking. I think he feels like he's so far ahead. Why take a chance?
Which would be accurate. Now he'll start to work on the other leg. Just over 90 seconds now. Jose Aldo is going to be tough to beat for anyone in the world at 145. This kid is truly something special. And he is taking it to the former champion here tonight. Oh,
good body shot. Again. He's hurt.
He's just that good, isn't he?
He really is. He's just outstanding.
And I think after tonight's dominance, there'll be more people who believe that Jose Aldo might very well be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. Aldo came out and proved to us once again what a great warrior he was. But he's gonna be walking with a limp for a while. 30 seconds.
You got to give all the credit in the world to Uriah Faber for taking this kind of a beating.
Final 10 seconds. Jose Aldo dominates Sacramento's own Uriah Faber to remain the featherweight champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 49-45, 49-45, and 50-45. For the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Transformers Dark of the Moon, from director Michael Bay, executive producer Steven Spielberg, in theaters in 3D July 1st. Truly one of MMA's elite, and those leg kicks are vicious.
And he landed one right out of the gate.
Uppercut. Hominick is very good with his jab, but already 2 big kicks.
And he isn't even having time to check those kicks, Mike.
And a vicious
left hook to the liver, followed by that leg kick.
Hominick's wife due to give birth to their first child any day. Mark trying to make this the greatest week of his life. But a fierce, competitive, and dangerous champion is standing in front of him, clipped with the left hand by Hominick. Remember, title fight by 5-minute rounds. What a pace they set early.
Again with that leg kick. And one of the keys to his leg kicks is that he was a very good soccer player in Brazil and almost competitive at a professional level. And that has a big impact on his ability to throw his legs around. His explosion with his legs, his ability to move.
Hominick tries to come back with his own combination, but that lead leg is already showing the effects of the multiple kicks that have landed courtesy of Aldo.
Again, so many soccer players make an excellent transition to MMA. Oh, he takes him down. Kenny Florian, Ricardo Arona. Hominick looking for an armbar. Aldo defended nicely, but Hominick's letting him know he's not going to lay on his back. He will attack.
Aldo forcing this fight to the ground here in round 1. 20 wins for Hominick, 18 for Aldo. Awarded the first UFC featherweight championship belt back in November of last year.
Grab the glove, Mark. Grab the whole hand. Protect from that left elbow.
You know, you talk about the quick hands and the perfect technique as a striker of Mark Hominick, but he has a very underrated game on his back.
No problem. No problem. Inside of his arm. You got to hold the inside of his arm.
Very
Sean
good
Tompkins
with submissions
right in
from
front
there.
of him here, Mike.
Moving your head a bit on the
You
ground.
hear that voice? That is his lifelong coach, Sean Tompkins.
Tompkins was the best man in his wedding. Married his teammate Sam Stout's sister. They are very close-knit. They have basically grown up together and matured greatly in this sport together. Sean is at home in Las Vegas now, but came out here for 5 weeks to Ontario to be with Hominick and get him prepared for tonight's battle.
Come on, Jose, let's go. Improve your position. You want to stay there. Let's go.
Jose looking for some elbows.
Line up.
And as McCarthy says this, if Hominick just ties him up here and holds onto his arms, he might be able to get this fight stood back up.
And John McCarthy talked about that, as you mentioned, Joe. Said, make something happen or I'll stand you up. And that may be exactly what Mark is working towards, is that stalemate. And obviously to avoid damage. Cut looks like opened up under the eye with that elbow.
Big John's about to stand him up any second now if Aldo doesn't do something. And then he does.
That will delay that from happening. Hasn't lost in 3 years, has Hominick. Aldo set up fighting here tonight at Rogers Center in front of 55,000, most of them Mark Hominick fans. Said it's only 2 of us in the octagon when the fight takes place, me and Mark Hominick. There we go, the stand-up. Aldo's only fought at home in Brazil 3 times in 19 professional fights. 20 seconds.
Again,
to
with
the body.
Vicious leg kick. But Hominick can take those leg kicks and he's down again.
Both of these men, such superbly conditioned athletes, they can go 25 minutes at this pace and never look back.
Well, that's a very important point, Mike, that this is a 5-round fight.
Is under the eye of Hominick, which if you're going to get opened up around the eye, that's the preferable spot so the blood doesn't roll down and affect your vision. Trying to go to the body. Aldo looking to always improve his arsenal. Trained in Holland for some time with Andy Sauer, who has a very similar style to Mark Hominick's. Sauer, legendary fighter with over 130 wins.
Brutal left hook to the body by Hominick. And I'm noticing something, Mike. When I'm noticing this, that Aldo is opening his mouth.
They said in the corner, Joe, he's getting tired. And Hominick didn't even take the stool.
Well, one thing to be considered is that Aldo had a very tough weight cut. We had the Big 7, the 7 world champions all up on the stage, and we were interviewing them, and Aldo had to leave early because he was feeling lightheaded.
That time, the shot was stuffed immediately.
He's moving much slower.
Hominick goes to the head and then the body. with a couple of good hooks. Hominick doing a better job at closing the gap a bit, Joe, to avoid those low kicks of Aldo.
No kicks so far from Hominick.
Stuffs another takedown.
Nice straight right by Hominick. And a left hook.
He truly fights like a machine, too. I mean, he will keep coming and coming, looking to finish the fight.
Well, he has no problem making 145, Mike, and he is superbly conditioned.
I mean, back in the day, Joe, he left what was a UFC career at the time to go to his proper weight to fight in smaller shows at 145.
He's outboxing Jose Aldo right now.
Aldo trying to utilize some head movement to slip the punches of Hominick. There's a takedown. Gets it on the third try here in this round.
And if Hominick is smart, he's just going to tie him up here, Mike. Tie him up, force the stand-up.
Hominick on the bottom, trying to become the third Canadian to hold a UFC championship.
He's got to wrap up that left arm, because that's the one he keeps landing with that elbow.
Carlos Newton the first, of course, George St. Pierre, the longtime welterweight champion, looking to defend his title still here tonight. Right in front of Sean Tompkins and the corner of Hominick again.
And Tompkins again is telling him, tie him up, and force the stand-up. And that's what he's doing. Hold on to those arms.
Looking to posture up is Jose. Under 2 on the clock here in the second.
Fingers out of it, Mark. Mark, the next time you grab it, let's start taking points. Get your hands out of it. Push off, don't put your fingers through it.
John McCarthy talking about the placement of the fingers when you're throwing down punches.
No, actually he's talking to him about grabbing the fence. He's saying you can push off the fence, but don't put your fingers through it.
Warned him about potential points being deducted as the fight continues.
Let's go, improve your position.
Again, right on top of it, 115 now, Joe. Missed with that one. Hominick staying slippery from the bottom. There he goes, stand up. With a minute on the clock. Here in the second of a potential 5.
And Aldo just looked up at the clock, Mike.
Aldo has a cut under his right eye.
Maybe. It might be the blood from Hominick.
There's your kick, Joe, that you talked about. Tries to set up the takedown.
And moves into side control now. With plenty of time to work.
Aldo is shot continuously for takedowns in the first 2 rounds of this fight. That may be a sign of the respect that he has for the stand-up skills of his opponent tonight.
Well, where Hominick has his feet right now, Mike, if he chooses to, he may explode to try to get out of this position and push off of that cage. If he feels Aldo rolling on him in a position where he can move his body weight, he may use his feet off that cage to explode.
Final seconds of round 2.
Watch the spine, Mark. Watch the spine.
About.com. Round 3. The sense from the Hominick camp that their opponent continues to fade. Big uppercut. Hominick just pumping that jab. Light on his feet is Hominick. Lightning quick with the hands. Again, good head movement by his opponent.
Nice fake with the left, inside leg kick. Hominick is starting to get loose, Mike. Nice leg kick.
Brings that jab from all different angles, whatever angle needed to find the opening. So many different angles and directions the jab can come from. That's a very straight 1-2 from Aldo.
This is Mark Hominick's type of fight, Mike. The more this stays in the center of the cage and becomes a kickboxing match, the more Hominick has a chance to counter.
And the more it does, Joe, the more often we see Jose Aldo look for takedowns, which he's done in the first couple of rounds, and he does so again here.
This time, Hominick stuffs it, and that's a big difference.
Stuffed a couple in the second. Aldo was successful in the latter part of the round, taking the fight back down to the ground. UFC featherweight title on the line for the very first time. Great head movement again by Jose Aldo. Lead uppercut. Chopping down the leg.
Kick. That leg kick that he throws to that left leg. I don't think Hominick has checked one of those.
All those takedowns would work to his benefit if this fight continues the way it has and goes the distance.
That jab by Hominick is very nice. And look at that straight right. Nice and quick and sneaky.
That hand speed that we talked about and the perfect technique. That just makes it appear many times faster, and it actually is already very, very quick.
And look how well Hominick stays in the pocket as he avoids those punches. I mean, he knows the exact amount to move.
Trying to stuff it. There it is again. Every time Hominick
back up to
starts to really get comfortable with the hands, Jose looks to shut him down with a takedown.
Look how, see how Hominick, how close he is when he's avoiding those shots? That's a real expert striker in there, Mike.
Staying at his range and really tight, making it tough for Aldo to deliver those kicks.
And just sliding out of the way of those punches. You see how he's doing that? That's brilliant.
His daughter to be born any day now. Their first child. He and his wife, Ashley. His mom, Marie. His grandmother, Gladys. And big shots by Hominick. Aldo pouncing on under 90 seconds. On the clock here in the third. And he gives the thumbs up.
And Aldo realized he couldn't finish him in this particular moment, and he relaxed to conserve energy, knowing that this is a 5-round fight.
Mark Hominick saying that I've spent 15 years preparing for this night. Ontario native, has lived here his entire life, fighting in front of 55,000 in his home province, the big city of Toronto, the largest city in Canada. Definitely a shift in the momentum here in round 3 with Aldo delivering a very punishing blow to Mark Hominick. 10 seconds.
Well, he
tagged
him with 2 hard shots, Mike, and we'll take a look at those in the replay, but it made a big difference, obviously, and it looked like Hominick for a while was in big trouble.
Championship rounds.
Hominick is blinking a lot with that left eye, Mike. He's having a hard time seeing out of it.
The corner of Aldo talked about no takedowns. But that combination that led to Hominick on his back could be a huge factor in round 3.
There was that vicious leg kick again. You can tell how conditioned Hominick's legs are, that he really hasn't felt. He got hurt there.
Caught on the chin with the right hand.
Let's go.
Action continues.
He hit him low and apologized. Jose Aldo's a gentleman. There's that leg kick again.
It hurts to watch those land, let alone to take them. Uriah Faber took so many, it just showed the courage of a champion in that fight against Jose.
Well, the real difference is that Hominick is a kickboxer and has been hit there about 1,000,000 times, and his legs are conditioned for it.
Jose is making Hominick miss. Hasn't been able to slip and rip too often, though, and make him pay.
He went for the knee, and he inadvertently caught him with the foot. You know, Hominick's upset, but it really was an accident. We'll take a look at it here, but you can clearly see that he was trying to hit him with a knee.
Gotta watch it, get him up, okay? Understand? Next time I'm gonna take a point.
All right, no need to even look at it. Hominick's back.
3.5. And again,
You wobbled him with that one, Mike.
And again to the same exact spot.
Oh, he's limping now, Mike.
Trying to just beat him to the punch or the kick as it is here. Great head movement again by Aldo. Jose Aldo said his heroes, Chuck Liddell, Pedro Hizzo. Said the one thing I've always wanted to do was put on great fights and attack constantly like the Hall of Famer Chuck the Iceman Liddell did.
Oh!
Finish fights.
I love that combination he does, that left hook to the body and then a leg kick behind it. Oh, double jab. Oh, he's hurt.
Rocked again. Aldo on top of Hominick. A lot of time remains here in the 4th round. 11-fight win streak for Jose Aldo. Has not lost since 2005.
Hominick has a huge hematoma on his forehead, Mike. It is nasty. Look at the size of that thing.
Fourth round, now under 2.
If he makes it out of this round, and that's a big if, he's going to have a real problem with that in the corner. They may very well stop this fight just on the basis of that swelling, because that looks like he's got an extra head.
Wow, it's just blowing up. Oh,
yeah.
My.
Yeah, I'm sure Big John is looking very carefully at that right now.
Hominick would like to pull off a miracle from the bottom. Considered by everyone one of the top 3 pound-for-pound greatest fighters in the world, Jose Aldo.
Look at the size of that. That is, without a doubt, the biggest one we've ever seen. That's it. John's going to call in a doctor, and I think that's going to be it. I don't see how a doctor could let that fight go on. There's no way. Look at that thing.
Get over there.
Wow.
You want to continue, Mark? That's what I thought, man. I think he's good.
Everything looks good.
Right?
Wow.
What's wrong here? Okay.
If that thing popped.
Man, Mark commented, do you want to continue, Mark? Yep, that's what I thought. This is what did the damage.
Did the damage here. A nice short, look at it, immediately.
Hominick is the machine. Aldo, the champion. Hominick, no hesitation when asked by referee John McCarthy if he wanted to continue. Under 30 on the clock here in the 4th round. A big round for Jose Aldo. That advantage early with the crisp combos and the footwork and the hand speed. It's been neutralized and nullified by Jose Aldo,
Watch the back of the
who
head,
again
Mark.
finishes a round in top position, which is huge.
Stop. Good job. Right, there we go. Get it up.
Fifth and final round. 5 minutes left. What a warrior Mark Hominick is. His spirit equal to that of the champion, who again punishes the leg. Hominick knows he's got to let it go here in the fifth, Joe. Some of those takedowns have come at critical moments for Aldo. Slips and rips. And again counters nicely. Hominick standing right in front of Aldo with a big uppercut.
Aldo hurt him with that uppercut, Mike. Delayed reaction. Look at this. Hominick takes him
Trying
down.
to choke him out. Nope. Blood dripping. Battle continues. First time we've seen Hominick in top position in this fight.
I think what's bleeding, Mike, might be that hematoma. I can't see from this angle, but there's a lot of blood coming out of something. And Aldo looks disgusted. Nope, it's not out of that. It's out of the cut on the cheek. Oh man, that is nasty. It's really leaking bad. But Hominick can't afford to lose this top position. He's got to keep working. Oh! And Aldo's trying to get wrist control to control those left hands, because those are hurting him, Mike.
Listen to this place.
And again he lands it.
Watch your foot, Jose.
Joe, he may truly have to finish this fight to walk away with the belt. Mark Hominick rallying here in the fifth from top position. Damaging ground and pound. Good hammer fist. Postured up. Left hand. Aldo looks exhausted. 55,000 on their feet.
Grab the wrist, not the glove.
Even from that angle, you see the immense swelling on the forehead of Hominick. What a great title fight.
Hominick digging to the body here.
The first ever title fight in UFC featherweight history.
Oh!
Hominick is in a great position, raining down more punches. Aldo trying to slow the attack with wrist control.
He is exhausted. Oh!
Hominick trying to finish this fight in the fifth and final round.
Aldo is so exhausted, Mike.
And Hominick throwing up a frenetic pace. He looks at the huge screen here at Rogers Center. Under a minute. Can he force the stoppage? Can he become the new champion?
Can he pass this guard and get some real ground and pound in? Another left hand.
45 seconds for the Canadian.
Aldo is so tired. I would like to see Hominick try to pass here, Mike. Oh!
Huge shots to the body. A hammer fist again. 30 seconds.
Big left hand.
20 on the clock. 15 8 seconds. Final 10 seconds of this fight. Dominic and Aldo have gone the distance.
Wow. What a fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Doug Crosby scores the contest 50-43. Nelson Hamilton scores it 48-46. And Sal Diamato scores the contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Push like never before.
Eu quero que vocês façam uma luta limpa, franca, defendam a todo tempo e sigam as regras. Onde tu do a clean fight, follow my orders all times, defend yourself for all times. Touch glove, toca as luvas, vamos pra luta.
Jose Aldo facing Chad Mendes for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Here we go! Red and black trunks for Chad Mendes with the inside leg kicks. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo. His kicks are vicious and they are quick.
And right away, Mendes is going with that inside leg kick, but he's landing it with the foot, not quite getting it in there. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a better one.
Yeah.
You see the difference in the impact?
And I remember seeing Uriah Faber get bounced around like that on numerous occasions. Those leg kicks are so heavy.
Yeah, I don't think Mendes wants to go leg kick for leg kick with Aldo. He's got to try to take this fight to the ground sooner than later. Don't make the mistake that Uriah did and try to eat a few of those. You see how he just swings his body into that? There's so much power in his kicks. And he's another one of these fighters that started out with a career in soccer.
Yes.
He was like a high-level soccer player. Look at that.
Wow. Shot for the double.
Brilliant takedown defense. And I think there's a correlation between soccer players and powerful leg kicks. And there's very few things more demanding on your legs than soccer. Running around, the switching of the movements and the changing directions quickly.
Plus the way you step into, kicking a soccer ball, and then you step into a kick with the Muay Thai and cruel intentions, yes. And you just generate that much more speed and power.
Well, so far Mendes has made one shot at taking Aldo down, and that was stuffed. And there's a powerful leg kick. And if he can't do anything to check those kicks, and if he can't do anything to get Aldo down, he's in a lot of trouble.
Aldo says no worries. The inside leg kick lands, but they move on.
Big uppercut. And Mendes still unable to take Aldo down. Got deep on that single. Just couldn't do it.
Midway point of the first of a potential 5-minute rounds. Again with that kick. You cannot expect to take Aldo down if he damages your front leg continuously, because you lose all your power in your double leg blast. And you see already Chad kind of switching up his stance a little bit to try to protect that lead leg.
It only takes one or two from Aldo to really put some damage in that muscle tissue and take away a lot of the spring in your step. Mendes aware of that because of the Uriah Faber fight. Look at that. Spinning, got the thing, nothing. Man, that's some takedown defense. That's brilliant. Good solid jab by Mendes.
Aldo feels he has the advantage both standing and on the ground if it goes there.
Right now, Mendez has got to be concerned because he's never faced a guy like Aldo before that just easily stuffed every single one of his attempts. And there was a nice leg kick by Mendez.
Chad's had a couple here in the first round, Joe. And you can't train for leg kicks like Jose Aldo throws. You can't spar like that. Uriah Faber talked about it. You know, it's just a whole different world of pain. It's a whole different level of damage that Jose Aldo does, and you can't train like that. Did he get it?
Nope. Look at that. Wow. He's got double underhooks, though, and he's behind him. If he can keep his hands clasped, he's doing a good job there of driving some knees into the thigh. And he's got him up. Nope. Oh, did Aldo grab the fence?
It sure
I believe he did.
like it. Mario warns him.
Gets him down briefly for a second, but not really. Springs right back up to his feet.
Yeah, and Jose's saying, I'm not holding the fence here.
Because Chad's got a hold of him here, and Chad can do some damage to his thighs here. It's very important that as long as he keeps his position, he's got to use it and take advantage of it and land more of these knees. He's doing a great job right now with it.
Both of these men, outstanding athletes. 15 seconds on the clock here in round one.
And Aldo still trying really hard to separate those hands. He briefly does, but Mendez reconnects him and he's free.
Oh! That's it! Trying to finish it! And it is all over!
It's over.
Jose Aldo knocks out Chad Mendez and remains
He
the
just
UFC
ran out of the
featherweight
octagon
champion.
and ran right into the crowd. And they are swarming him now. This is nuts.
And he did it with literally seconds remaining in the round.
He just ran out of the cage and ran right into the crowd. And there's a near riot going on here right now.
Joe, the official time of the knockout, 4:59 of the first round.
Wow. I mean, they're swarming to grab a hold of him right now. And now they're bringing him back to the cage. But he just sprinted out and ran into the crowd. And they're carrying him on their shoulders now. Look at this.
A scene like we've never witnessed before. The comment was made earlier this week that Jose Aldo, if he has success tonight, could quickly become the second most popular fighter in Brazil after Anderson Silva. I don't know, Vitor Belfort's there. All I know is this kid is a star. He's vicious, and he is still the UFC featherweight champion.
He's absolutely spectacular. I don't know what's going on right now. They're trying to hold on to him. He's trying to hug someone, and the security guy's trying to hold on to him.
Well, George, one of his agents and managers, he gives a big hug to. Take a look at the fight replay.
You know what? Security is protecting him. This is a really interesting scene. He wants to just wander out into the crowd. There's that knee that catches Chad Mendez dead on the button, and then a vicious right hand right behind it. Look, he uses that separation to perfectly time that knee. Mendez is in all sorts of pain. 2 shots, and Mario Yamasaki rescues him. And that's what's called being well-rounded. Great takedown defense, great grappling, and vicious knockout power, taking advantage of just a split-second opportunity.
Did so with 1 second remaining in the round. This building absolutely has erupted. The brilliance of Aldo being applauded by those in attendance here in Rio. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
All right, gentlemen, we're in over the rules in the back. You need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Now hook them up.
The champion, the former champion. 5 rounds of fighting for the title at 145.
All right, gentlemen, now bring it on, come on.
And we are underway. Here we go. The first leg kick thrown by Frankie Edgar. Aldo in the red, Edgar in the black. Now, Jose Aldo said speed will no longer be an advantage for Frankie Edgar here at 45. We'll find out.
Frankie Edgar's excellent at catching kicks. He did not catch that kick from Aldo.
You don't want to catch it after it jams you in the ribs or the leg, though, because not too many of those can be taken by a human being. The way that Jose Aldo snaps that shin bone into the thigh or the ribs of his opponent.
Nice inside leg kick by Frankie.
The real key, Joe, is the movement of Frankie Edgar. He moves so much. Will Jose Aldo be able to chop him down with the big leg kicks?
And will he be able to keep up the pace?
Pace and movement were the keys to the victories, not one but 2, against the prodigy BJ Penn. Been a good night for the Brazilian fighters on the main card thus far. Maia and Fitch, Bigfoot and Overeem, Nogueira and Evans, and now our main event.
Good jab landed there by Aldo.
First fight since he defeated Chad Mendes just over a year ago at home in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for the champion.
That jab is nasty.
Lightning fast and effective.
And he's timing Frankie very well. When Frankie moves left, he moves right, and Aldo's shooting it right down the center and catching him. Nice straight right, may have hurt him. That was a solid straight right by Aldo. Another one.
Again, he's connecting early.
His timing is excellent.
Good start for Jose Aldo.
Again with that stiff jab. One of the problems that Aldo had before the Hominick fight was that in his time off, he had gained too much weight. Good right hand over the top. That's one of the reasons why he had a hard time cutting the weight. He has since leaned out to make his weight cut to 145 easier.
Check out Frankie trying to throw a crazy kick. He was also not 100% healthy going into that fight, and still what a battle it was in front of that crazy crowd in Toronto.
Well, he had a really hard time making that weight cut. Remember, we had all the champions up on the podium, and Aldo had to excuse himself because he was so weak from the weight cut, he couldn't sit up and talk.
Just over 90 seconds on the clock here in the first of a potential five-minute rounds. And a chant of Frankie.
And we have yet to see one solid leg kick by Aldo.
Looks like some blood might be coming out of the nose of Frankie Edgar. Again, just that long, extended, lightning-fast jab. Great movement by Aldo. Featherweight debut for Frankie Edgar, right into a title fight.
Oh!
There it is. Big one.
Man!
That is the thud, not the slap.
It's the difference in the way he throws those shots compared to anybody else in this division is just shocking.
The big uppercut as well. Under 30 seconds and another one.
Frankie can't take too many of those.
And it's going to take away his movement. It's going to take away his shot.
And it's going to do it quickly. He does it so fast. It's hard to prepare for a guy like that because that's not a normal speed kick.
Yeah, leg speed is different than hand speed, and Aldo has leg speed, and it's that soccer background.
Yeah, he went up high with that one, Mike.
Round 2. Big smile on the face of Jose Aldo, too. He is enjoying this challenge put in front of him in the form of Frankie Edgar.
Edgar's leg is already welted up, Mike. That left leg.
You and I called that Uriah Faber fight. I mean, after a while, it was simply hard to watch.
Nice right, and then a stiff jab behind it. Good right hand by Frankie.
Yeah, quick movement by Aldo. The speed is being matched so far by the champion.
I think the champion's faster.
Yeah, so far so good. Look at that.
Faster and a bit longer.
That is a huge advantage that Frankie had at 55, Joe.
It's a very good point.
And it's something Jose Aldo talked about a lot coming into this fight, that he felt like all of a sudden, even if not better, in the speed advantage with Frankie coming down to featherweight. Good slip. Not that time. Man, he's really timing that jab, splitting the punch and timing the jab.
There's a nice leg kick by Frankie. He needs a lot more of those. And there's a single, stuffed quickly.
Jose Aldo is very tough to take down because his movement is so excellent. He rarely, if ever, backs up straight.
Yes, you also have to watch him for the knee. The problem is when you close the distance to take him down, his knees are so explosive. The knee knocked out Chad Mendes with. The timing was just sensational. Good exchange there. And Aldo's smiling.
Yeah, he's having fun out here. Frankie is a true challenge. Super fight in our main event. Champion versus champion. Former lightweight champion looking for the takedown again.
No, easily stuffed.
Nasty.
That sound.
The thud means the shin bone, and that one right on the knee.
And there's not too much left in that leg.
No. Look at the welt. You can see it from our angle, Joe. And the precision of the kick's always placed in the same spot of his opponent's leg.
There it is again.
Look at that.
Frankie's in a lot of trouble right now.
That's a difference maker right there.
He's in a lot of trouble right now.
And the more that land, the more that could potentially land afterwards because of the movement. Watch for another big one here.
His movement is significantly compromised already. It's hard to tell, but he ate another one. Now Aldo's really smiling at him.
Kenny Florian came down from 55 to fight Aldo at 45, and then Mendes, of course, and now the battle tonight against Edgar. Hominick, Florian, Mendes. The 3 victories scored by Aldo since his move to the UFC. "14-fight winning streak." A lot of fight in Edgar.
There's
that knee you talked about, Joe.
Frankie gets the clinch here.
Yeah, and right in front of the corner, Ricardo Almeida, the corner of Edgar. Watch for another leg kick here.
All those weapons are just so much more substantial, Mike.
There it is.
Another, big right hand by Frankie, though.
Well timed. Right back up, though.
Right back up, man. But Frankie did land a good punch in that exchange.
Frankie's takedowns have been significant and a huge part of his success over the years.
Aldo's mouth is starting to open, Mike. which means he may be slowing down a bit. And he is.
There is an endless gas tank to Frankie Edgar, and he's gone 25 minutes on frequent occasion.
Yeah, it's one of his weapons. The pace that he sets. Oh, stiff jab by Aldo.
5 times he has gone 25. Spin and a miss.
Missed and then landed a left hook.
Very fast pace for a 5-round fight. Edgar's 42 career takedowns, 3rd most in UFC lightweight history. And there's another one.
Look at
right back up as the champion.
The spring to Aldo's takedown defense.
His takedown defense, excellent and highly ranked as well. 2nd best in UFC WEC history.
Good straight right by Aldo.
The only real true conqueror of Edgar has been Benson Henderson, as he avenged his early career loss to Gray Maynard.
A lot of people thought he avenged that fight.
Yeah,
in
great
the second
point,
fight with Benson.
Yeah. And you hear the corner saying what you said earlier, the Edgar corner saying he is slowing down. Frankie moving all right on that leg, Joe.
Yeah, amazingly so.
I mean, there's no way to train for that.
No, there really isn't. Oh!
It's just a unique sound at impact.
His nose is pouring blood now. That front kick opened it up. But Frankie relentless.
You talked about the Hominick fight, Joe. I mean, Deepwater has been an occasion frequently visited by Frankie Edgar. It was in Toronto when Aldo was less than 100%. Also went the distance with Florian. Uriah Faber was one that lasted a long time, but a very dominant performance in that one by Jose Aldo.
The real difference, Mike, in this fight is that, at least so far, Frankie's not threatening Aldo. He's hitting him and Aldo's absorbing those shots. Whereas when Aldo hits Frankie, the impact is obvious.
Anderson Silva, the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Jose Aldo, as we've said a couple of times, right in the talk with Jones and St. Pierre.
Now this is where Aldo starts to slow down. 3rd round, towards the end of the round, if Frankie's really got to put it on him now. If there's a time where Frankie can start to gain an advantage, this could be it. There's a nice leg kick by Frankie.
There's some redness over the knee of Aldo.
Yeah, and he's picking his leg up to check it now. And he hits him with it again.
And I like how Frankie gets off center when he throws the kick as well.
Good left hook by Aldo, snuck over the guard. Good combo by Frankie.
Caught the leg. One tough Jersey kid.
Oh, they don't make him any tougher than this guy.
Blood coming out of the nose.
Oh, good
Still
combination by Frankie. Frankie needs more of those leg kicks, Mike. He needs to slow this guy down. Oh!
Under a minute separates us from the championship round.
And he slid away from that one.
That's why we heard the slap, not the thud.
Shook that takedown off like it was nothing. No one's ever done that to Frankie.
Now, Jose Aldo has stuffed 5 of 6 takedown attempts from the former lightweight champion.
Good shot by Frankie. Now, this could be the first round where you could conceivably say that Frankie is getting the better of some of these exchanges.
And when Hominick got the better of Aldo, it was on the ground. Few have gotten the better of Aldo on the feet.
Inside leg kick by Frankie.
Final seconds of the third.
Good kick by Frankie.
My goodness.
This is
Set
where
for the championship round.
Yeah, this is where it starts getting interesting because it does look like Aldo's slowing a bit. Can Frankie put the pace on him and make him slow down even more?
Been a while since we've seen a real heavy leg kick landed.
Yeah, and interesting that his corner was calling for him to wait until the last 20 seconds of the round and then really start slamming them home.
They said, give it time, the chance for the knockout will come.
Yeah, they want to make sure that he conserves his energy. They know that there's a possibility that Frankie could outwork him. And they remember that Hominick fight, that 5th round. Hominick took him down, was hammer fisting him. Nice leg kick by Frankie right there. Cut a nice angle there.
Edgar goes up the middle. Switch kick inside.
Frankie's throwing a lot of feints that are working now. Good head movement now.
Yeah, he's really,
spinning back kick.
Really moving laterally, even on a damaged leg. That one landed, Frankie almost caught it, the battle continues. If you're gonna catch it, you don't want it to do damage the way that Aldo has the potential. Up high goes Frankie. In a stand-up battle because of Aldo's takedown defense.
His takedown defense and his ability to spring back up to his feet is just very remarkable.
A couple of nice punches as he was moving backwards and lateral. There's a spin from Edgar.
Boy, Edgar never stops moving. He doesn't slow down for a second. He's one of the few fighters that can maintain this kind of a pace for 5 rounds. Maybe Mighty Mouse is the other.
We've seen it so often.
There's a takedown attempt.
Nope.
Nope. But he lands some punches and he's making them work.
That's a key statistic right there, takedown defense. Our dodge stats.
Frankie is making him work, though, in these exchanges, Mike.
Is he scoring, though?
He is. He's definitely scoring. He's scoring more than Aldo in this round. And Aldo's mouth, again, is starting to open up. When you see a fighter breathing with an open mouth, hits him with a left hook there.
Clipped him.
When you see a fighter breathing with an open mouth, it's because he can't keep his mouth shut and get the oxygen that he needs. It means he's slowing down. Look at his mouth, wide open.
The visible damage to the face of Edgar is different than the face of the champion.
Yeah, well, also Frankie's nose is busted. It's busted open, rather. A lot of blood coming out of it.
And a
which
big,
makes it, big mouth,
yeah,
which makes it
mouth.
very difficult to breathe out of.
Some swelling under the left eye as well.
Takedown attempt again.
No,
and he gets him this time.
And the back. Right back up, though, is Aldo.
But Frankie's making him work here.
90 seconds on the clock here in the 4th.
See if Frankie can hold on to him here. Knee these legs.
With 2 takedowns scored now, Frankie Edgar, the first fighter to take Jose Aldo down twice in one fight. What can he do from this position?
These knees are good. He needs more of that. And he separates him from the cage. These are great. These will slow him down a bit. And it's amazing that Aldo has not been able to separate here.
Edgar lets go. It's a close fight all of a sudden. As I look at the statistics, Joe, they are starting to even up.
Well, this was the thing coming into this fight. This was what all the people in the know were talking about. Was it can get very interesting if you get into the 4th and 5th with the kind of pace this kid can put on. Lands another leg kick. Clearly Aldo's done more damage. But when you look at it from a scoring standpoint, it starts getting weird if Aldo loses this round and he loses the next round.
The chant of USA. Final 10 seconds of round number 4.
It's interesting they think he won
the
first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sure about that. I think the first 3 are probably a good bet. But even that, man, we're in Vegas.
Yeah, man.
And judges suck. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Quite a few.
They're on their feet as we are set for the 5th and final round. One man will leave with the belt. Will it remain around the waist of Jose Aldo, or will Frankie Edgar become the 3rd man to hold a championship in 2 different weight classes? The man he defeated to become the lightweight champion in Abu Dhabi is one of those, the prodigy BJ Penn at 170 and 155.
He got poked.
30 seconds into the final round. There's that kick again.
Yeah, Frankie needs a lot more of those. He's got to score.
That said, Joe, if it's not 4-0 and it's only 3-1, then Frankie needs something dynamic to happen here.
Yeah, a 10-8 round would be nice. And for Aldo, what he's got to do is land something substantial to slow Frankie down. There's a nice jab by Aldo.
Well, remember the 10-8 down the road at MGM with Gray Maynard in that fight of the night.
Another nice jab by Aldo. There's a takedown attempt, stuffed.
9 of 11 attempts stuffed by the champion.
Boy, nice right hand over the top by Frankie. You could learn a lot, young fighters could, by watching the movement of Frankie Edgar. As well, you can learn how much damage you can do by watching Aldo land those vicious kicks.
Spin. The corner very animated. Frankie Edgar, Ricardo Almeida, and the crew from New Jersey. Aldo clipped him with a left. Been a while since one of those heavy leg kicks have landed for Jose Aldo.
Takedown attempt again, caught him with a punch.
Just over 3 on the clock. The fact that he ate those kicks early and continues to move like this is stunning.
Yeah, he's a very special person, Frankie Edgar.
Busted up, but not beaten.
And you can measure how much a guy can lift, but you can't measure the contents of a man's heart.
I would say Frankie's is somewhat immeasurable.
Yeah, Frankie caught him with a nice leg kick there as Aldo was moving towards him, and he hit him with again.
Frankie's thrown more and connected with more leg kicks these last few rounds.
He certainly has. And we saw Aldo beginning the round lifting the leg up to try to check some, but he stopped doing that.
Just over 2 minutes remain in this fight.
Frankie's got to really put the pace on him here now, and Aldo's got to get some respect back. Frankie's face is a busted up mess too, Mike, and that could well play in the eyes of the judges. Significant damage has certainly been done by Aldo.
Headed towards the 6th time, Edgar may be going 25 minutes. Twice with Penn, once with Maynard, twice
Edgar.
with Benson Henderson.
Good
Nice
combo
flurry
by Frankie. And this is where Frankie's gas tank really comes into play.
Time is becoming a factor though, 90 seconds left. Can he do enough here?
Nice inside leg kick.
Oh! Nice counter by the champion.
Good right hand by Aldo. That one stunned Frankie. 1 minute to go. Good combo by Frankie.
No leg kicks.
I think at this point he's probably worried about being taken down.
Yeah. Again, he pushes him off.
You know, he knows his body. He must know he's probably tired. Good combo again by Frankie.
Aldo takes a look at the clock. 40 seconds remain in this championship fight. The lead left hook by the former lightweight champion. Head kick. Aldo smiles again. Damage may be the difference, Joe.
Yeah, it could be, but man, I'm telling you, I think Frankie Edgar has won the last 2 rounds for sure. Again, he tags him. Tagged Aldo on the eye with that right hand.
Final seconds of the fight.
Oh!
And they go the distance. Aldo and Edgar.
I certainly gave the last 2 rounds to Frankie. The 3rd round becomes a big question mark. Some of the damage that Aldo did, look at that vicious leg kick. He is truly like no other with the power that he generates. But there's one that Frankie caught and landed a counter right hand. And this is the 3rd round where Frankie took him down. Aldo lands that grazing front kick, but then Frankie lands the uppercut. That was the questionable round. 3rd round, I gave it to Frankie. Excuse me, 4th round rather, I gave it to Frankie. And here's the big right hand by Aldo.
Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 49-46, 49-46, and 48-47 for the winner. And still, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
The champion remains unbeaten in his UFC career. He wins by unanimous decision in this super fight on Super Saturday.
Okay, gentlemen, you both understand the rules you're fighting under. You listen to me at all times, you keep yourself protected at all times. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves, let's do this.
Mark Goddard, our referee. Jose Aldo, the champion. Chad Mendes, the challenger. He cannot wait to get this started. 5 rounds of fighting for the featherweight title. Aldo. Mendes. Here we go! Blue trunks for Chad Mendes. Green trunks for Jose Aldo. Mendes with the early leg kick.
He's putting pressure on him right away. The whole theme of his training camp was to make Aldo work. Aldo is, in my opinion, most dangerous in the 1st round. And Mendes really wants to mimic the game plan of Frankie Edgar. And we saw in that 1st round, Edgar took a lot of damage from Aldo via jab and leg kicks, but
nice combination by the champion. Oh, nice counter.
Vicious body shot landed by Aldo.
Oh, he caught him with that left, Brian.
That's the danger. When you want to make him work, this is what happens. You awake the sleeping giant.
Looking to sweep the leg again. Jose Aldo got clipped.
He also landed a nice right hand right before he got caught with an overhand of his own.
A lot of kicks early for Mendes. Ooh! Aldo down for a moment and
Big
right
left
back
hook.
up.
Big left hook by Mendes. That stunned him.
And that makes a statement early.
It certainly does.
Oh, just missed with that uppercut. Mendes says, I am now a complete mixed martial artist.
And you could see a lot of confidence on the face of Chad Mendes right now.
Yeah, he'll unleash now. Not just wrestling, the striking, the clinch game, everything in his arsenal.
Well, he's got to be careful because at any moment Jose Aldo can strike, as Chad learned in his 1st fight.
Chad said, I got complacent literally for a second, and it cost me the fight. Good left again by Mendez.
Chad worked extensively on checking leg kicks. We saw it in Jose Aldo's fight against Chan Sung Jung. He only kicked the Korean Zombie once and broke his foot because he kicked so hard.
Well, the kicking display against Uriah Faber was at times hard to watch. Jose was so dominant against the California Kid. The California Kid's so tough, he was hanging in there.
Yeah, his entire leg turned purple after that fight.
TJ Dillashaw shocked the world, defeating Renan Barão. Can his teammate do it tonight here in Rio?
Another nice leg kick there from Mendes, but he eats a body kick from Aldo.
Just about to the midway point of the first of a potential 5 5-minute rounds.
Interesting to see Mendes is standing right in front of Aldo. Talking to him this week, that was not something he wanted to do. He wanted to cut more angles and work around the more stationary fighter in Jose Aldo.
He also wants that pressure factor. He wants to be in the face of Jose Aldo, and he is so far.
He is doing that. He is making Aldo work, no doubt.
Mendez, that 5-fight win streak, 4 of the wins by knockout, 4 straight, in fact. On the counter with the left.
Oh, another nice left hand from Mendez. Ooh, huge combination there from
by Aldo.
Everything Aldo lands hurts, but there you
Mendez
see.
with a smile, which means it probably hurt.
Yeah, shrugs it off.
There's the first big leg kick. Aldo gets out of the way of the kick from Mendez.
He checked that nicely with his knee.
Aldo to the body.
Aldo went to the body, but he ate a beautiful counter left hook, and a nice combination there from Chad Mendez.
Yeah, the hands just look very, very good so far for Mendez. Bang Ludwig has been such a huge factor at Team Alpha Male.
And interesting for this camp, Dwayne Ludwig actually wasn't there with Mendez for the last month. But so far, so good in gaining the respect of Aldo on the feet.
Well, Martin Kampman doing a nice job with the striking as well. Accidental eye poke.
The only chinks in the armor of Jose Aldo we've seen come in rounds 4 and 5, like the Hominick fight, like the Frankie Edgar fight.
Both which, by the way, he still won.
Oh.
Aldo comes out strong. Mendez right in his face again.
Wow.
Look at that combination. Oh, huge knee.
He eats it. Oh, look how fast Aldo gets back up.
Mendez put him down. Aldo just bounces right back to his big left hook by Jose Aldo.
He lands again on top.
Trying to finish Mendez.
Mendez has got to try and control all those wrists here and recover.
That's another big left.
Oh, and he's in the mouth.
20 seconds on the clock. He rocked him. And Mendez is out.
This is the danger when you want to make the champ work. This is how he works.
Put another left on the side of the head of Mendez. Uppercut.
Chad still hasn't recovered.
Oh my!
That was way after the buzzer. That last right hand was way after the buzzer.
What do you say about trying to tame the tiger?
Well, he said, don't hit it with a twig.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's the referee's job when he knows that buzzer's coming. He's got to get in between the fighters when they're exchanging like that.
Mendez scored early, looks confident, but Jose Aldo able to push it to that gear.
And he
and
rocked
again,
him.
Mendez says, okay, I've improved a lot, Jose hasn't. I say to you again, Brian, though, how much more can he improve?
Oh. His technique is as sound as it gets. He showed there when he puts out a lot of output, he hurts people bad. He hurt Chad very badly twice in that round, and Chad would be very wise to try and keep this in the clinch or get it to the mat.
Mendez said accidental.
You know, it's accidental, but you know, in round 1 when he poked Aldo in the eye, it benefited Jose Aldo.
They continue. So quick. So is Aldo.
Both of these guys are incredible athletes.
Longtime soccer player, Jose Aldo.
Mendez moving a lot more now here in round 2 than he was in round 1.
And he's switching his stance often as well.
Now he's doing what he wanted to do and making Aldo work. If he can survive this round, we'll see how much of the gas tank is left for Jose Aldo, who's known to fade a little bit because he cuts so much weight to get to 145 pounds.
Mendez, a little bit of red on that left leg. But he wants to keep that leg in and out, so Aldo just can't start to tee off on it.
And that's part of the reason why Mendez is switching stances so much.
Absolutely.
Get that left leg out of harm's way. I don't care what weight class it is. If Jose Aldo hits you in the leg, that would drop heavyweight.
Nicely done, Jose Aldo. A little classic Muay Thai there. Checked.
Here's what Aldo wants.
Oh, Mendez says, I got that kick.
But this is what Aldo wants. He wants Mendez standing in front of him. This is where he excels. You give Jose Aldo a stationary target, he will unleash combinations that are devastating.
To the body. Mendez again.
Nice body kick.
With that lead left, and he switches with the right side.
Very smart of Chad Mendez to start attacking the body of Aldo if his game plan is to attrit him.
That's a heavy leg kick.
And missed, though.
Just past the midway point of the second round of this championship fight.
And see, this is the pace where the champ gets criticized a little bit. Did tremendous damage to finish round 1 when he was being offensive. Now he's kind of happy to counter and use that laser jab of his.
17-fight winning streak for Aldo. Has not lost since 2005.
Look at that jab, unbelievable. So fast. Really put that on display in the Frankie Edgar fight. Oh, huge combination countered there by Chad Mendez.
Mendez again, that kick was checked. To the body.
Oh.
Vicious hook to the body by Aldo. See if Jose keeps the combinations going or starts to go one punch at a time.
Not a whole lot of takedown attempts from Chad Mendez, and again, that's just due to the takedown defense of Jose Aldo. Gray Maynard has gone down there to train with those guys and come back saying, look, I'm a 155-pounder and a big one at that, and I couldn't get Jose down, and that's in training when guys are tired.
Yeah.
I asked his coach, Andre Pednera, said, hey, does anybody get Jose down? He says, only when I get him really, really tired. Some of the guys from the Brazilian national wrestling team can get him down, but it's usually at the end of practice, and they can't hold him down.
Yeah, after 10 rounds for Aldo, right?
Yeah.
Pretty even round 2.
Ooh, another nice body shot by Aldo.
You see a little swagger and some confidence in Mendez.
Yeah, well, now he's recovered. He's recovered from that late combination in round 1.
Oh, head kick.
I was surprised that Aldo didn't come out a little bit more aggressive in trying to capitalize on the fact that he hurt Mendez so bad.
Mendez tried to stutter step in. The best footwork at Team Alpha Male possessed by the bantamweight champion, TJ Dillashaw.
Certainly.
Final seconds of the round.
Oh, nice left hand there from Mendez right as he switches stances.
They're such a tight group at Team Alpha Male.
And you hear a lot about Dwayne Ludwig, a lot about Uriah Faber, but Justin Buckles is emerging rapidly as a very solid coach.
There he is, the California kid. Uriah Faber, Andre Feely won earlier tonight. He also a member of Team Alpha Male. Oh, Aldo comes out swinging.
Everything he throws is so vicious.
Checked. Pednera said to Jose Aldo, you're up 2-0. And another poke. That's a danger of pushing away with that open hand.
It is. Aldo getting a little frustrated as well.
Mark Goddard taking control of the situation. Accidental. The battle continues. But if it happens again, a point deduction to Mendez, and that could be huge. Man, if this fight goes the distance.
These guys are chucking now. Oh, huge left hand there, lands right in the bridge of the nose of Aldo.
Very early here in round 3. Oof. Just missed with that left hook.
The speed of the champion is incredible. Nice body shot there from Aldo.
Combinations like Andre Pedernera's called for. The only featherweight champion in UFC history. Switching back and forth again.
When Aldo feints a little bit before his combinations, he's disrupting the rhythm there of Aldo, and that's having some success landing his shots. When he stands straight like this, this is where he eats a lot of those jabs from Aldo.
Coming into tonight, Aldo has never been knocked down. Caught him with that quick hook.
It looked like he was knocked down from that left hand in round 1. So
that's why I said coming into tonight. Pressuring is the champion.
When Aldo decides to get off first, it is tough to stop.
Oh my. And this is a case, Brian, of Chad Mendes could still very well win this fight. But this is a case of Chad Mendes going, I've improved exponentially, but still Jose Aldo has an answer.
Yeah, no, this fight's not unwinnable for either man right now. With the way these guys are throwing, it wouldn't surprise me to see one of them unconscious before the end of this 5th round.
Aldo has won 9 straight title fights. 9-0 in fights scheduled for 5 rounds. Just past the midway point of this championship bout.
And Aldo's coach told him, he said, make sure you finish the round well. Wants him to close these rounds. With 2 minutes left, we'll see how active he is in that last minute.
Make that statement in the judges' minds.
Not that many kicks from Aldo.
And not that many takedown attempts by Mendes. Oh, got him.
Oh, and again,
pushing
he's
forward.
The champ is
Aldo's
done.
rocked. But he answers.
And Chad's got to be careful going in there with his hands low.
Jose got him. Exactly what you talked about.
Oh, big knee.
What a sequence. Big shots by Aldo.
Both of these guys are still rocked.
Mendes.
Oh, the takedown defense of Aldo is just incredible.
Absolutely.
Even when Chad ducks under the punches, gets in on the hips, he just can't even move him backwards.
Aldo's looking at Mark Goddard saying, is he intelligently defending himself? And Mark said yes.
Yeah, he's wishful thinking there. It wasn't long enough. But oh, another big left hook to the champion again. Oh!
Mendes, this is the best thing he can do is tie up Aldo right here.
Very smart. That shows he wasn't that rocked by that left hook if he's able to duck under and get that high crotch and get the lift.
Old school foot stomp. And as you mentioned, Aldo suffered a broken foot. It was on a kick against Chan Sung Jung.
Now, anything that Chad can do to maintain this position so that Mark Goddard doesn't separate them, whether it be knees.
Right in front of Bang Ludwig.
Boy, what recovery by Aldo. He was hurt bad.
Mendes missed on the last few. Got him on that one. But you said it, Brian. He's got to be careful still. Don't drop the hands, and boom, Aldo scored.
They're in there talking to each other. Mendes just said something, and both guys smiled at each other.
I mean, there was some bad blood back and forth, but the reality is these two guys respect each other.
Yeah, especially when you knock each other around like this.
Wow, what a round. We are in the championship rounds. And it's worthy of note that Jose Aldo is 5-0 in 5-round fights that go the distance. Still got a long way to go before we get there.
We've never seen the champ endure that much damage in the first 3 rounds before. But several times now, he's rocked Chad Mendes.
The Rio de Janeiro fans trying to support the native of Manaus.
Mendez listened to Bang Ludwig. He asked for more movement. We'll see if Aldo will finish his combinations with more kicks like Andre Pedernera's asked for.
Team Alpha Male worked so long and so hard to get a UFC belt to Sacramento. They have a chance tonight to get their second inside the gym by beating another brilliant Brazilian. Renan Barão, TJ Dillashaw, Mendez and Aldo here tonight.
And it just shows how hard it is to win that belt. And they finally got their first belt with TJ Dillashaw in such a talented camp. American Top Team, one of the best camps in the world, has never had a UFC belt.
Especially considering how dominant a fighter Uriah Faber had been over the years. To the body.
Punch, that was a punch.
Aldo tried to say that was an eye poke. Mark Goddard on top of it said it was a punch. Nice uppercut there from Mendez again.
Chad does need to be careful, though, because in a close fight like this, a point deduction could be costly.
Huge. It would be absolutely huge, and crazy to think that he could get a point deduction for an eye poke, and Aldo didn't get one for 2 late punches that rocked the challenger badly after round 1.
Great point. But he get the point deduction for a 3rd eye poke. 3 minutes.
Oof. Another nice jab, and look at the left eye of Jose Aldo. And
he's saying accidental headbutt. And Goddard saying, let's just fight. Uppercut again. A lot of bleeding out of the left eye, or under the left eye of Jose Aldo. There's a little cut near the forehead. See that on the hairline of Mendez? So there might have been an accidental headbutt.
Yes.
But the action continues.
Well, the initial, what Jose Aldo thought was a poke in the eye was actually an uppercut from Chad Mendez. Able to see the replay here. Maybe we'll be able to show it to you guys in between rounds at home.
Much different than fight 1 that ended with 1 second on the clock in the very first round.
Yeah, well, when I asked Aldo about the striking improvements for Mendez, he said, all I see is a right hand. He's got no other weapons. I am sure Jose Aldo's opinion has changed now.
Aldo trying to turn the corner. Mendez with that huge windup.
He's starting to look.
Saying he might have gotten poked.
He's starting to look for that uppercut a little too much. You gotta be careful Aldo doesn't hit him with a left hook.
Mark Goddard says, nope, continue to fight, boys. Checked.
Nice right-hand counter there from Aldo.
Every round has been close, Brian.
It has. You know, I think this is, out of all those rounds, this may be the one that most definitely being won by Mendez right now. Oh, a nice combination there from Mendez again.
You know, Mendez, the attacker, the aggressor.
Ooh, big right
in this round.
Now, in round 1 is tough to score. Both guys hurt each other, but the most significant damage actually came after the bell. How did the judges score round 1?
Just missed with the right.
And Aldo has not gone back to those kicks like his coaches asked for. We saw that in his last fight as well, where it really hurt his foot when he just kicked so hard that when you check him like he just did to Mendez, it does tremendous damage to his own foot.
And he said pre-fight, I'm gonna land some kicks, I'm gonna change the complexion of this fight, I'm gonna beat him again. Under 30.
Ooh, another nice combination from Aldo. He's really trying to close this round and just misses on the double knee.
Well, that shows he's still got some cardio in the tank and explosiveness.
There's no doubt he's still throwing with plenty of power.
Mark Goddard right on top of the action. He wants to jump right in.
And this final round could very well decide the winner of this fight.
5 minutes remain. Mendez strikes first. Caught him with the left. And again, 2 hooks have connected to the jaw of Jose Aldo.
That right hand that Aldo just landed on Mendes seemed to stop Mendes right in his tracks.
Aldo came to Rio de Janeiro at age 17 with literally nothing.
His story is remarkable. Him living on the gym, cleaning the gym.
Grew up in the tough streets of Manaus.
And that's really the story of almost all the fighters in Nova União.
Trying to put him down.
Beautiful.
And he does. Aldo looking at Andre Pederneiras.
Excellent timing on that double leg by Mendes.
Chad's got to stay busy here, try to advance.
Doesn't want to lose this position, the referee standing him up. He's got to try and get one of his arms around the head of Aldo and then rotate him away from the fence. He's going to try to do it around his waist, and you can see Aldo getting his legs back to the fence now.
Can Chad earn points from this position, Brian? Or is he better off standing and trading with Aldo?
Now, he's controlling the position right now, so yes, but he's allowing Aldo to rest a little bit, which could come back to bite him if Aldo's able to get up.
And if Mendes is behind on the scorecards, he's got to finish this fight, obviously.
Yeah, I would think Mendes needs. Yeah, yep. I think Mendes needs to win this round.
I agree. At the very least. Aldo pushing forward still. Just over 3 minutes remain. Oh, nice combination. The champion with the knee. And he slides out of harm's way. Watch out, Chad Mendes.
Incredible. He catches the knee to the chest, goes for the takedown. Aldo still able to recover.
This may be the largest test of the UFC featherweight champion's career. And he hasn't gassed out.
No, and I'll agree with that. You know, the Mark Hominick fight, he gassed out.
Yes, and that was kind of my point, right?
He had a lot of trouble cutting the weight, almost passed out doing some of the promotions for that fight the week of. He's never taken damage like this, but he has weathered it and landing some beautiful combinations here in round 5.
And as I mentioned earlier, Jose Aldo 5-0 in 5-round fights that go the distance. Uppercut. 2 minutes remain. Oh, rocked again with the right hand.
Oh, nice jab
from going for the finish. And if we get to the last 30 seconds of this fight, watch out. Buckle up.
Just shows the kind of conditioning these two men have, that they've been able to recover.
Aldo turns the corner nicely. 90 seconds remain.
You see Mendes, both guys exhausted, but Mendes sitting right in front of Aldo here a little bit too much.
Chad tried that lead left hook. Ducks under.
Excellent timing.
Look at the takedown defense of Aldo, though.
That's not a groin shot. That's not a groin shot.
Mendes has got a minute.
1 minute remains in our championship fight. The rematch.
Very close fight. I think both men can try and steal the round right now. I would put Jose Aldo ahead so far in round 5.
Jose has been pushed, as you said, Brian, perhaps unlike never before, but he's had the answer.
Now, so many of these rounds have been close. Both guys getting hurt. I'm glad I'm not a judge and instead sit next to you tonight.
Uppercut. 20 seconds.
Another nice leg kick check by Aldo.
10 seconds remain. Swing and a miss.
Oh, nice right hand from Mendes.
Pushing forward. They go the distance in the rematch here in Rio de Janeiro.
And there's
that, my friend, was a great championship fight.
Incredible, back and forth. Both guys adapting to the other skills and game plan.
The lone Brazilian champion, modern day in the UFC, Pedro Rizzo with Jose Aldo. Let's go all the way back to the first round and break it down, Brian.
And there he is right at the beginning of the round. Hits Aldo with a nice left hook, but then he knocks down Mendes. Big uppercut there from the champion. Really putting on, that was the end of round one after the buzzer, but had Mendes rocked badly. Round two, nice body shot there from the champion. Really was just back and forth striking. Beautiful head kick. In round three, there is one of many huge uppercuts landed by the challenger. They followed up with two of those left hooks and stunned the champion. Came forward, thought he was gonna finish Aldo, and then Aldo rocked Mendes. Back and forth. And then round four, really the most dominant, I believe, by Chad Mendes. Really was getting off first, moving, being very smooth with his combinations. And round five, Aldo landed several very nice punches, but a big double leg there from Mendes. Nice combination there from the champion. Defends the takedown. Tough one to score, but back and forth, incredible job. And man, what a fight put on by both of these warriors.
Uriah Faber, Jose Aldo. No more bad blood. A lot of mutual respect after this one. Will Aldo defend, or will Mendes be the new champion? Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest, 49-46 for the winner. And still, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Andre Pederneiras and a bunch of happy Jose Aldo fans as he wins by unanimous decision for his 7th UFC title defense.
Jeremy Stephens in the black trunks, Jose Aldo in the yellow and green of his native Brazil.
For all that Jose Aldo's accomplished, he comes in as the underdog, and that tells me that people underestimate the greatness of Max Holloway a little bit, because Jose still seemed powerful. He still seemed fast in those fights. I just think that Max Holloway is easily the best fighter, not easily, but the best fighter in this division, and it showed against Jose Aldo. And him coming as an underdog for all he's accomplished, I know Jeremy's looked great, but Aldo still looked like Aldo in those fights.
Leg kick for Jeremy Stephens. There is no denying how good Stephens has been during this current run. He's put all his trust in Eric Del Fierro, Nick Piedmont, Dominic Cruz. And the seminal moment really was after the Renato Moicano fight for Stephens, when he sat down with Dominic, had a long conversation, and at that point, shortly thereafter, committed fully to Alliance MMA, and a nice land needed the body for Stephens.
Jeremy's throwing those leg kicks. He said I can out-leg kick Jose Aldo if I need to. He feels he's just a much better mixed martial artist than Jose Aldo. It's just taking some time for him to get this level of fight.
This is the first time in Jose Aldo's UFC career that he is scheduled for a non-title fight. First 3-round fight of his UFC tenure.
It's crazy that these guys are both so powerful, and they're both pretty flat-footed, just standing in front of each other. It's almost like wait for the dynamite to explode between these two.
Right. Stephens continues to feint. Aldo tried to land the right hand on the way out, just out of range. Nice uppercut from Jose Aldo. Phone booth fighting now.
Jeremy Stephens is willing to take one, though, because he feels that when he lands, he lands so much harder.
I think he
than
hurt
everybody
Aldo.
else. Yeah, he hurt him.
Oh, an uppercut from Stevens. Good head movement from Jose Aldo, but he did get touched.
That uppercut just landed.
And now Aldo returns fire. What a first half to the opening round.
Hey, this is how you fight Aldo, though. You make him, hey, you test his ego. This is what Max said. You test Aldo's ego, and this guy's a fighter. He's going to stand and trade with you because that's what he does.
Pretty significant cut under the right eye of Jeremy Stephens. We'll keep an eye on that.
It would have been smart for Aldo to try to get a takedown, maybe go to the clinch. But instead, when he was hurt, he just started swinging for the fences. I think he's got a little bit of respect from Jeremy Stephens, though, because now Jeremy's letting him walk him down a little bit.
Telegraph that spinning attack.
Yep. Maybe Jeremy's just waiting for the next explosion, J.A.
Good overhand right from Jose Aldo, followed it up with a left hand shortly thereafter.
That head movement, man.
Right hand over the top for Aldo, missed with the follow-up left, but split the guard nicely there, did Aldo.
Oh, nice right hand by Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy's much better when he's the one going forward and going first.
That got Stephens' attention. Jose Aldo to the body.
What a body shot by Jose Aldo.
Stephens trying to rally through adversity here, DC.
Goodness. What a body shot by Jose Aldo. And he's still wincing. Jeremy's still wincing in pain.
Stephens in a world of trouble here.
Yeah, but Jeremy's doing a good job, though. He's holding the hand and showing the ref that he's still there. It's over now.
That'll do it. The King of Rio is back. Jose Aldo.
Wow. What a body shot by Jose Aldo Jr. You saw Aldo just kind of slipping those punches by Stephens. Right there, he went right body shot, left body shot. Jeremy could not hide the pain. Hey, it's that liver. It happened earlier, and what did we say? It shuts your body down. It does not matter what your mind is telling you. Your body shut down, it's over. Now look at this. Once Jeremy goes to his belly there, that's a position of the fight's over. I believe the referee made the right call. You can't roll to your belly there and take unanswered shots. I know it wasn't many, but it was enough to stop the fight. Great job by Jose Aldo.
Underway for 3 5-minute rounds. And how about this? Renato Moicano in the black, minus 135 as the favorite against the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, who's in the golds.
You know, Jose Aldo was so dominant for so long, and then he got finished by Conor McGregor, of course, and then he lost 2 fights to Max Holloway. So you could be forgiven for thinking perhaps he was on the decline. But his last fight against Jeremy Stephens, he got cracked by the heavy-hitting Jeremy Stephens. It was a flush shot, and he took it well and then finished him with one of the best body shots I've seen in the UFC. So he's not on the decline, still very much in his prime. And he's taking his time here, but he's about to unleash when the time is right.
Very much saying, don't put dirt on my fighting grave just yet, with that bonus winning first round TKO of Stephens. That was north of the border in Calgary, now back in the friendly confines of his home country of Brazil. Renato Moicano taking it all in stride, saying, you know, they might be rooting for him, but this is still an opportunity of a lifetime for me. Everybody knows who Jose Aldo is. If I beat him, everybody will know who I am now.
Of course, Jose Aldo, known for the leg kicks, but Moicano, he's no stranger to leg kicks either. His fight against Kelvin Kattar, he destroyed his legs.
Double jab for Aldo, closing the distance.
Slipped the jab there.
90 seconds into the fight as we stand in the center and they start trading.
Beautiful. Slipped back, avoided the jab, and came back with a great right hand. And there's the first leg kick from Jose Aldo.
Hear the chants of Aldo from the crowd in Fortaleza.
And again, that leg kick was low. The new style that you see these days, and then Moicano fires one right back. He's like, okay, you want to play that game?
Each looking for a way in at the moment.
Yeah, Jose's always been kind of a counter striker. You know, that's what he likes to do. He likes to read his opponents, let them come to him. Because typically, when you're the one that's attacking, if you attack and your technique isn't perfect, you leave yourself open afterwards. But Aldo almost slipped there, and Moicano tried to take advantage.
Well, so many fighters will hold off on using the word retirement, saying once I say it, that means I'm already out of the game. But Jose Aldo has not been shying away from that.
Well, he's had a very, very long career. He's done this for a long time. I mean, what more is there to achieve? Of course, if he could win back the belt and end his career like that, that would be the icing on the cake. But he's been there, done it, got the T-shirt. Got many T-shirts, I'm sure.
Many belts to go along with it. WEC,
exactly.
UFC.
And the scalps that he's taken along the way as well. That was nice from Kelvin there. Sorry, pardon me, Moicano. Just flicked up the left. Ooh.
Tips and goes with that body shot.
Of course, he stopped Jeremy Stephens with that same shot, the left hand to the body. And he's looking for it again. See, the problem is when you get real success with a good shot, you fall in love with it. And of course, body shots are dangerous because you can eat a straight right or a straight left as you throw it.
Meanwhile, Renato Moicano using that left-hand jab. That was the beginning of the end in his big win over Cub Swanson in Los Angeles last summer.
This is what Moicano usually does. As the fight progresses, he loosens up and he starts putting together more longer, fluent combinations. As I said earlier, much like the Max Holloway fight, the frame is giving Aldo a couple of problems. He's got longer legs, Moicano's got longer arms, and he's using it well. But you can see the head movement of Aldo. He's cat-like reflexes. As soon as Moicano stretches out an arm, boom, the head moves.
Another jab there from Moicano. Lost to 0 as an undefeated fighter against Brian Ortega 2017. After that, he made the move to the United States. Now lives and trains at American Top Team in Florida. And man, does he say that changed his career for the better to lose that fight and then to see where he needed to go from there, get outside of his comfort zone, get away from home, train smarter, not harder. And of course, American Top Team, quite a good stable to be a part of. Final 20 seconds of this first round.
Yeah, both guys are having a tough time reading the other opponent.
We'll be back with the second round right after this.
You know, it was interesting here in Moicano's corner. They said, listen, you felt it, you've been in there. The thing is, when you step up and you're fighting somebody like Jose Aldo, it can affect you mentally. I mean, Jose Aldo is a legend of the sport, and Moicano, no doubt, grew up watching this guy and has a level of respect. So his coach, he said, listen, you just did a round. He's human. You can compete with this guy, if not beat this guy. So go out there now and let it fly, let it go. You're good enough to be in there with him. You belong in there.
It's one thing to enjoy fight week and take it well. Big shot there from Aldo, and now he puts it together on top. Jose Aldo gets busy on the feet. Body shots.
The body shot. Body
Moicano was wobbled behind it, trying to hang in.
The knee to the
knee
face.
up top. Jose Aldo turning back the clock. Jose Aldo by knockout.
Wow. Whoa. That was crazy.
I don't know if it's on the schedule, but it is Carnival in Fortaleza tonight.
That's the second time this year an eagle has flown out of the octagon. Wow, that was vintage Jose Aldo. My word.
Vintage indeed.
Looking for the body shot. Once he had him hurt, just swarmed all over him and was relentless.
Say this isn't your last year, Jose Aldo.
Here we go again. Left hook. Body.
Big time shots. Volume. He sensed the finish. Went after it. And boy, exclamation point for Jose Aldo.
Well, one punch set it off, and then from there, he was like a dog with a bone. He just didn't give up. He chased him all over the octagon, and that was that. It was done. And I'm surprised he didn't twist his ankle when he jumped off like that.
Rob Font is in black, Jose Aldo is in yellow. Font was asked a lot about the early portions of this fight, to which he responded, the first 2 minutes are always rough.
Well, He's certainly not intimidated.
Came right at him.
Right at him, switching stances, throwing immediately. Zero feeling out process. Trying to put it on him early.
And talking to Rob, we were talking about how good a jab he has. And he said that in boxing gyms, they ask him if he has a boxing background because he's become so good at fighting behind his jab.
First time he sparred, his now head coach Tyson Chartier barely used the jab, and Tyson responded, you got to start using that thing. Certainly believes in it now.
And it's going to be problematic for Jose, because Jose, of course, he does throw straight attacks, but we saw it there. Predominantly, his favorite shots are looping shots. That's the longer way round.
Beautiful takedown by Rob.
Has the reach advantage. Uses the jab more, so as I said, that's going to cause problems for Jose if he throws a lot of hooks. But right now, Rob doing a great thing, mixing things up. Got in on a takedown, and
that's a difficult thing to do. I mean, we saw years featherweights couldn't take down Jose Aldo, so credit to Rob Font, just showing him something he didn't expect.
Potentially a little fence grab there. Look at that, though.
And Pedro Munoz, last opponent of Jose Aldo, acknowledged his strength, right? And coming down from 45. Font trying to get this fight seemingly to the ground again.
And we saw in the Garbrandt fight that if Font is forced to grapple a lot, his cardio will hold up.
Font right back to work.
And there's that jab straight away. I mean, he's landed it about 4 times so far. Solid jabs as well. You know, don't be fooled. The jab can do a lot of damage. You can actually knock someone out. You can break their nose.
He is not allowing Aldo to fight a clean fight.
No, he hasn't allowed Aldo to get anything off yet. As soon as he tries to settle his base to throw anything, Rob's on him again. Aldo's trying to find, you know, to get into his rhythm, and he's not allowing that.
Well, you saw Aldo fatigue against Fiorian. So you try to put a high pace on him, hoping that even though it's tough early, he fatigues and you get him late.
He's trying to replicate what Max Holloway did. You know, break him down from the opening bell, and then when he gets to rounds 3 and 4, there's not much offense coming back your way. But we got the chance of Aldo. I mean, look at this. This is a great opening round for Rob Font.
Just missed on the uppercut, did not miss with the elbow. Couldn't have drawn up a better start if your team Font under 2 minutes to go round 1.
Yeah, Aldo needs to offer something to get his respect back. Right now, Rob's having too much fun. He feels a step ahead. He feels he can't miss. And rightly so. I mean, he's landing almost everything he's throwing, and he's not getting much in return.
Aldo's counter appeared to catch Font.
Now, back in the day, Aldo was a crazy leg kicker. This is one of those times where he can really slow Rob Font down by digging kicks to the legs, especially the calf.
Nice job defensively by Aldo to raise his guard.
Aldo is doing a good job of rolling with these punches. So although they're landing, he's rolling a lot of them. But what a great start for Rob Font.
There's a nice rip to the body. Aldo needs to go forward more. He's allowing Rob to control the direction. He's allowing Rob to push him back the whole time. He's going to stand his ground and try and force Rob onto the back foot. But to do that, he's got to land something significant, as I say, to get the respect back.
Right hand over the top, lands for Font.
Nice defense.
Júnior, se preocupe em recuperar. Esquece esse round. Vamos colocar o round. 20 segundos, Júnior. Cody, give me Cody.
It's all well and good, your coach saying that you're going to go out there, you're going to finish him, you're going to knock him out, and then they don't do that. It's like, yeah, you're not the one in there, buddy. Go forward. You go forward.
This guy is
I just
crazy,
almost got
man.
knocked out. I'm trying to go
This guy's
forward.
crazy, Andy.
Best kind of crazy, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but Aldo's going to fire back. Rob seems fully recovered, though.
Rob Font is as tough as they come, man.
Yeah, it's going to take more than one shot to break his will.
And once again, Rob Font's hands are flying early round 2.
It seems like that's the plan, right, J.A., to overwhelm him with activity. Because Rob's just throwing something all the time.
But for Aldo,
during the first round.
That was so huge for Aldo because, let's be honest, it was a pretty bad opening round for him.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, it's like, hold on. We still got this. You know what I mean? I can still do this. I just nearly knocked him out. That gives you a huge confidence boost going into the next round. It's like, okay, relax. I got this.
Live odds fairly similar to the closing odds.
Yeah, see, look, you see Aldo walking him down now.
And perhaps that late knockdown in round 1 was enough for Aldo to have won the round. Judges are so discouraged from scoring rounds 10-10 that none of them do it.
Yeah. Interesting take, John, because you know what? Prior to that, there was maybe a discussion for a 10-8.
On the other side, right?
Yeah. But that certainly equal or took that away.
Bismuth, earlier you didn't want to give a dude a 10.
No, I didn't, Daniel.
That was way worse than it was wrong.
No. But Aldo was getting dominated for the entire round. If you get dominated and don't fire back, that's a 10-8. But he's firing back now. And once again, almost finished. But look at this. Rob Font coming on strong, turning on the pressure. Solid job.
The power, there's a difference in the power.
Yes. And the snap.
There's that Font jabber and it's ugly head again.
Yeah. Rob's doing some good work in between.
That was a good shot.
Big moments.
That right hand got Aldo's attention. You're right.
Good. But he fires immediately back.
Nice body attack by Jose Aldo under 2 minutes here in round 2.
You see Rob blinking a lot. That's the nose. Sometimes it makes your eyes a little blurry. Your vision, you got to blink it off.
Aldo's thrown just 2 leg kicks unofficially. 15 and 13 lands for Rob Font.
Watch your face. Joga os golpes respirando. Pra controlar, respira forte. Eu quero que jogue. Calma aí.
If fingers are open, they must be extended to the ceiling and not towards the face of the opponent. Oh!
Júnior, enfia 2 gêmeos e pega pro direto depois. Enfia 2 gêmeos e pega pro direto depois. 2 gêmeos e pega pro direto.
I just remember Aldo just constantly throwing leg kicks. He's almost abandoned them completely in this phase of his career.
Well, that's because he's training a lot of boxing. They're obviously not mixing in the low kicks. And if you don't train it, your brain rewires itself.
Yeah,
you start training a different way, and you've got to keep practicing all your skills to keep them fresh. You don't use them, you lose them.
Pinpoint body shot from Aldo.
I love it when he rips to the body like that.
A lot of damage inflicted on both sides in that second round. Late left hand lands for Rob Font. Round 3. Round 3 of a possible 5. There it is.
because Font throws so many jabs, you've got to extend on that front leg. So if you can time it, you can land outside kicks.
That's already.
And they're telling Aldo, put him on the back foot, and he has way more success. When he forces Rob onto the back foot, makes him go backwards, it takes away the jab, it takes away a lot of the fundamentals that Rob's using. Not for everybody, I'm saying for Rob Font, doesn't seem to handle too well on the back foot pressure.
Urgency coming from the corner of Aldo right now.
Oh, yeah. Close. Nice takedown defense. You got to be careful with Aldo on the ground.
Aldo ends up on top of the mount. That was a beautiful transition.
Trying to get that arm in desperately. Switches to half guard. Full control, got Rob flat on his back, both shoulders on the canvas. Trying to pass through to Mount now.
Jose Aldo, a credentialed Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, only one career submission win. It came in 2005.
That was off of Font's attack. Font tried to get a takedown. Aldo countered beautifully. Took his back. Now he's in side control. Font's got to start to try to dig underhooks. Try to find a way to get his right arm under. Left arm under. See Font trying to isolate.
Aldo, he's got to be careful with that. I was just thinking. I mean, Aldo's too long in the tooth, though, to get caught by an armbar from guard.
This is a straight armbar. Like, that's like day one armbar.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Really? Don't insult me. You tried to armbar me? Are you really trying to armbar me? Come on, bro.
I don't understand.
Here, I'm going to elbow you in the face for that.
This is business.
There you go. Armbar.
See if Font can leverage the fence here.
Aldo's doing a good job of controlling, but he's not doing much damage here. Font's done a great job of limiting the damage.
It clearly puts him ahead in this round, though, so I think, you know, I mean, obviously we've still got just under 2 minutes left, and they're back on the feet now. Oh, nice. Aldo just throws him off. There's the jab. Ooh.
Aldo's right eye,
it
significantly swollen.
It is bust up big time.
Gosh, he's not even recognizable on that side all of a sudden. Not sure if it was a ground strike or perpetual damage.
Yeah, because I didn't see that on the feet earlier. Maybe it was a little elbow off his back or something, because that is, the shape of it has changed.
Right. Oh, beautiful body shot for Rob Font.
Let's go. We got 1 minute, Font. Yes, sir. You gotta be quick. Tira as pernas, pelo menos, Júnior. Yes, sir. Me mostra as pernas. Eu quero chute pra ele cair centrado.
Takes him off his feet.
The corner of Aldo, they're like telling him, this is what we need, the kicks.
Right.
Like you said, Daniel, he relies on the jab a lot. You butcher the lead leg. You cannot step on it and generate the power and the force and the stepping that you need for a solid jab.
Font still moving well, putting weight on that lead leg seemingly without issue.
Without a shoe?
Without, that's good.
Oh, beautiful. Jab pra manter ele afastado.
So a good response by Rob Font after the takedown.
Yeah, he's definitely done really well.
That leg's beat up bad. He's taking 2 bad steps out.
Done some good work, but the eye of Aldo, it's concerning. Fortunately for Aldo, it's his lead eye. What I mean by that is he stands in an orthodox stance, and therefore his left eye is the lead one, and that takes care of most of the vision. Had it been the other way around, he would have more of an issue seeing and being able to fight. But Rob, look at this, straight away puts the pressure on.
All right, round 4, the possible fight. Big right hand from Aldo, and now a knee. Oh! Font covering up.
I mean, he grabs that leg. This is going to allow Rob to recover, though.
Yeah.
Aldo should back away.
But Aldo's tired, man. Aldo's also tired, so that's a big moment in the round.
No, that's a fair point, Daniel. It's all well and good. So
Oh,
hold on,
fix.
I'm not getting hit in the face either.
Yeah.
Font's left eye is all jacked up. That was the one he was trying to blink out earlier.
It's closed. His eye's closed now.
So a huge moment, early round 4 for the King of Rio, Jose Aldo.
Yeah, Rob looks like he's really in pain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wincing a lot. You know, he's making a...
Well, look at the swelling under his left eye.
Dean Thomas, what do you have?
You know, Rob Font was doing everything he could to keep this pace really high, and that's the clearest path to victory against Aldo. But between getting his leg banged up and those counter right hands and now ending up on the ground, this is really helping Aldo because it's giving him a chance to just breathe and control himself and keep the fight slow. And that is the way he's going to win his fight, is by keeping it slow.
Font trying to find that extra gear.
The more time Aldo can rest here and recover, then he'll be able to put together 5 minutes in the 5th. Font needs to get back to his feet. He's going to have to take some damage if he wants to get this done, because he's going to have to get back to putting that high pace on Jose Aldo. And as we've seen, by pushing such a high pace, he opens himself up for the counters of Aldo.
I mean, Aldo's really trying to get to that mount. Really trying to pass guard. I mean, Rob is defending really well on the ground. Obviously, he's done his homework in training camp. He knows Aldo is a well-rounded threat. There it is, past the 3/4 mount, and then immediately reclaims half guard and now full guard. It's really nice work by Rob.
Yes.
Nice defensive groundwork.
He doesn't let it settle. The moment Aldo advances, he shoves that knee back down the half. Then he goes right to full guard.
You can't allow them to solidify position.
No.
You're constantly moving and changing the angle of your hips and ducking and jiving. You can make it very difficult for the man on top. The last thing you can do is just sit there and accept position. You see that sometimes. They just lie flat on their back. It's kind of frustrating to see that. Rob's constantly moving, constantly trying to better position. Now he's got his feet on the hips. At the moment, he might try and push Aldo off him and stand up. But Aldo's probably wise to that, though.
Over 5 minutes now of ground control time in this fight for Jose Aldo. Under 90 seconds here, round 4.
It's crazy because with Cody Garbrandt's wrestling background, he wasn't able to control Rob Font this way. But when that comes from those knockdowns, Rob was much more willing to accept being on his back.
Hey, but Rob's landed nice elbows from his back, and you don't need a big wheel up. You don't need to throw it from the other side of the octagon. Just a little amount of space that he has is enough to do damage, enough to open cuts, and enough to blur your vision even further.
To an already damaged eye.
Correct.
Font trying to hip escape. Jose Aldo preventing that. Nice transition by Aldo. Again, Font able to defend.
Immediately back to half guard. Really nice work. As I say, clearly been practicing these positions a lot in training camp.
But if you're Team Aldo, you're excited, right? Because you got about a 3.5 minute rest. Because just grappling like this, especially when you're not exerting much energy, trying to keep him down because he's trying to get to his feet, it's a bit of a reset.
Ooh. Yeah, a couple nice elbows there from Rob Font, but not at all the way he would have liked this 4th round to play out.
sir, you ready? Fight.
I think Rob definitely needs to finish if he's going to win this fight. And we see typically throughout this fight, he starts well. And that is his best chance. I mean, already he's putting it on Aldo, throwing a good combination.
You heard Tyson Chartier call for some head kicks as well. We'll see if Font goes to that weapon. Aldo retreats after absorbing a right hand.
I love the honesty. You know, watching your guys get hurt multiple times is so difficult. We've seen these guys handle this in the Cater versus Holloway fight, and now the way that they're being so honest with Rob Font, I love the relationship between the corners and their athletes.
Well, you have to be in a situation like this. There's a lot on the line. We're talking potentially fighting for a title down the line pretty soon. You can't mess them around. You can't tell them what they want to hear. You've got to say, listen, you're going to lose this fight if you don't go out there and get a finish. So do everything you can to achieve that. And Aldo looks like he's fading a little bit in this round.
Yeah, Aldo was tired, man. If Font could have pushed the high pace in the fourth, he might be in a much better position, but getting hurt early allowed for Aldo to recover, but it doesn't seem like he recovered all that well.
I mean, what do we think, though? Rob certainly got the first round. Do you think Aldo got 2, 3, 4? So it's 3 to 1?
It would seem that way.
Yes.
But the first round is when Rob Font got dropped with 10 seconds left.
Oh, nice elbow from Font.
I mean, A for effort from Rob Font. I mean, look at this.
Dude, he will not quit on himself.
He clearly appears to be the fresher fighter, Daniel.
If you know Rob Font, though, right, John, and you know Rob Font's story, you know he ain't gonna stop trying.
And Jacob Manini's going nuts looking for the elbow. He believes that's gonna be the weapon they need to finish this fight. But these grappling exchanges aren't gonna help Font.
Well, you hear the corner tell him, don't let him rest. I mean, Aldo's got an overtie, almost pulling Font back into him, not allowing him to get the space.
Perhaps Aldo just sitting on what he believes is a lead.
Yeah, maybe. Just coasting his way to a victory. But you can't do that against someone like Rob Font. I mean, this guy's trying to get the finish. He knows what he has to do to win this fight. So if that's what Aldo's doing, it's not a smart idea. You gotta fight fire with fire.
Aldo was plus 110 to start on the live odds. Now he's minus 900. So obviously that tells you.
Oh, big uppercut from Font. Aldo pushes him away.
Oh, he hurt him again.
Oh, body shot for Aldo, and now a right hand and a left.
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Now Font's on wobbly legs.
It's crazy.
I mean, if he backs away, he could finish it.
The corner of Aldo's telling him to punch. Aldo takes his back.
What an absolute war. Under 2 minutes to go, round 5.
Just the heart of Rob Font, and my goodness, Jose Aldo is, I mean, this is why we are also in awe of him, because he does stuff like this. After reigning atop the 145-pound division for so long, coming down to 135, lose the title fight, and seemingly building his way back into another. This is why when Jose Aldo shows up, like you said, John, we pull out our phones to try to take video of him.
Yeah, but Aldo needs to go to work. He's in a very dominant position here, and he's resting a little bit, you know? He also wants to get a finish. You want to get a finish. You want to put a stamp on it. You want to show the world, look, listen, I don't just beat contenders, I finish them. And if he really let it go here, there's a possibility for that. Of course, Rob's good. Of course, he's going to move, and he's going to react as well. But I'd like to see Aldo try. I mean, of course he's trying. With the wrong choice of word. But, you know, try and finish it here. Just rain down some blows.
Aldo's content to just hold him here.
Yes.
There's a minute left. Rob's not quitting.
He's got the body triangle.
Got the body triangle.
He's at a weird angle for it, not quite.
Rob's still fighting the hands. Oh, he turned right into
Oh, he might have it here.
Went to the choke.
He's got a top.
He went to the choke. Oh, look at Rob. Rob turned and created enough of an angle to keep himself safe.
Yeah. He's going to get on top.
Wow.
Clutch grappling from Jose Aldo late in the fight.
We've seen this twice. We saw this in the Cheeto fight, John. Yeah. Same exact thing when he needed to go get takedowns, he did it.
A standing ovation for both athletes here at the UFC Apex as Jose Aldo and Rob Font go the distance.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals: 50-45, 50-45, 49-46. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Jose Aldo Jr.